All right, DVW fam, so we're currently in Hanoi, Vietnam right now. We just touched down and it is my first time back since about 2017, so a lot of things have changed. Even this little square here has changed. There's been so many new buildings and skyscrapers since I've been here. So in this video, I'm gonna give you guys my first impressions and thoughts of Hanoi, Vietnam in 2025. We're gonna get some great food, see a lot of local attractions, and you know, see about the culture of Hanoi in 2025. So make sure you guys tap in and stay tuned. It's gonna be a movie. Let's check out Hanoi. Let's go. Guys, it's the railroad. Wow, so it's like guys, we're currently in the old town, old quarter of Hanoi right now. There's so much going on and we're here during the Tet Lunar New Year's, arguably the most important time of the year in Vietnam. So look at all this. So we're gonna explore the old town, old quarter and check out everything there is to see in the old quarter and all the decorations for Lunar New Year's and Tet. Let's go. So this is the street where you could buy a lot of the Lunar New Year's decorations. So this is not going to be here during all times. This is here during Lunar New Year's. There's a lot of Lee bags you guys could buy. Guys, look at this small street. I thought this was just a walking street, but apparently it's not. So look at that. Alright, let's check out what they have here. Some lanterns. A lot of colors. It's like the rainbow here, but more on the red and yellow spectrum. These are the beautiful flowers here. So in the north they use the Vietnamese pink cherry blossoms. In the south they use more so the yellow ones. So you're gonna see more of the pink ones over here. Man, it's so congested. Alright, let's see what they got here. So a lot of leases, envelopes. Calendars. Looks like a lot of decorations. Lanterns, symbols. Oh, I thought that was popcorn. I got excited. Man, the competition here must be insane because when there's one shop selling something, I see like dozens of others selling the same thing. Oh, so this one looks like a fan shop. Okay. All right, so you know how I told you guys that, you know, each section or area specializes in a certain category of business. Like one will be for a certain type of noodles, one will be for silks. This one is the seasonal quarter, so they set up shops and businesses depending on the type of season it is. Like during Christmas will be Christmas decoration, but obviously right now the most important holiday in Vietnam, Tet, it is beautiful here. A bunch of shops set up for Lunar New Year's decoration. It's like the rainbow in here, but look at this, a lot of flowers, red envelopes, fans, so much decorations here. This street is one of my favorites. It's beautiful. Let's take a look. Guys, you won't run out of things to see here. When there's like a guinea pig or rat?
No.
Mouse?
Mouse, yeah.
There's like a mouse selling business. Whoa, this one has red eyes. These are cute. Whoa. So they're doing mouse shopping. So cute. Cute, this one likes me. Whoa. This one loves me. Look at this. Wow, they have red eyes. They're so cute. Một con này mấy đồng? Một con này mấy đồng? À.
Bên này thì là 50 đến 100, còn bên này 100 đến 150.
Con kia bự rồi.
One of them just bit me. One of them just bit me.
Con đó bự hơn.
This one is bigger. This is 150. This is crazy. Bánh mì bơ, so butter and honey breads. Looks good. Looks like a taco. You would not run out of food, businesses, things to see in the old quarter. It's crazy. And this is a perk of being in Hanoi or anywhere in Vietnam during Lunar New Year's, because the city is lit up in colors. It's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, guys. There's so many flowers, lanterns to see. But one thing for sure is that it's absolutely beautiful. Look at all these flowers. So during Tet, they set up a bunch of flowers here. These are the northern Vietnamese cherry blossoms. You're gonna see a lot of these. Apparently in the south they use the yellow flowers, but yeah, guys, so many flowers and lanterns here. All right, more. More shops. Ooh, it looks like we got some Chinese sausage here. Woo! These trees here. These are Lunar New Year celebration trees as well. Oh, there's a bunch of these trees here.
Ở đây nó kêu là Tây Quốc.
Alright, and one of the coolest decorations during the Lunar New Year's are the flowers. So these are the traditional northern Vietnamese cherry blossoms here. So these are real, fresh grown. These aren't the imitation fake ones. They're very beautiful. Look at this. So they're just blooming just around this season. So there's big ones and small ones. So in the north, you're gonna see the pink cherry blossoms, but in the south, you'll have more of the yellow flowers. When we go down to Saigon, we'll show you that. So a lot of flowers. The flowers are an essential part of Vietnamese culture and Vietnamese Lunar New Year's here. In Vietnamese, it's called Kai Dao, which means Dao tree, but they are essentially pink cherry blossoms. We have some over here as well. I'd for sure buy some if I was decorating my house back home, but I don't think there's any point decorating my hotel. So there's so many shops here. We got a little bakery here. So it's like 12K, which is 50 cents. Like a little snack. I don't know why I've been feeling this snack. It's called Sweet Bread Hong Kong. Yeah, let's see how it is. Craving fulfilled. So we just touched down in Hanoi, Vietnam in 2025. So I'm gonna give you guys my first impressions in this video. I've been here in 2017, but it looks like a lot of things have changed since then. So we're just gonna grab a bite to eat while we wait for our hotel room to finish up, because we got in on an early flight. But guys, they modernized a lot since I've been here. It's a huge, big city. Looks a lot bigger than Saigon or Nha Trang, the cities that I've been to already. More autos than, you know, those motor scooters, and there's rivers, bodies of water everywhere throughout the city. It kind of reminds me of like a Vietnamese Amsterdam. You guys been to Amsterdam? Like, there's just a lot of cities on the canals, and there's little canals everywhere. All right, I love Vietnam because when you walk around and you browse the food options, like, you can kind of see for yourself how the food is, if you want it or not, because they'll have the whole kitchen set up on the outside. So they had a bunch of roasted chicken out here, and I was feeling some chicken pho, so we're stopping at this little spot right here for some chicken dishes. So look, they got the whole setup here. You can see them roasting some. There's the chicken out front, a deep fried hen chicken. Ooh, wow. The deep fried sticky rice. This friend here, and he breaks it all apart. Listen to that. You guys hear that? Ooh, it's crispy. That's how you know it's crispy. Listen to that sound. Okay, so we got Tan here, and he is preparing the chicken before they fry it for us. Yes. So this is the chicken. This is how they marinate it. Right over here on the street. Wow. So it's like hanging. Ooh, it smells good. Look at this. So this is the process of the grilling here. Guys, so this is a special process of grilling the chicken out here in Hanoi, Vietnam. And I cheated. I took a little bite, and it was delicious. So, ooh, I'm very excited. So we got our friend Tan here, and he's helping us out hanging the chicken, and he's gonna show us the process of put it in there for us. Yes. All right, guys, so I stumbled upon this spot, a few-minute walk from our Hanoi hotel, and it enticed me right away. I love chicken, and Vietnamese chicken in Vietnam is great. And I saw they had a unique cooking process for this. So in Vietnamese, it's called gà nướng lu. So basically, lu is like that pot, and they hang the chicken and marinate it, and then they let it kind of grill, steam up in there, roast
For a while, for a long time.
for a long time for the chicken to get nice and tender. This is any old chicken, so this is, no pun intended, just young and old enough, so it's a little bit bigger. So it's a young hen, young chicken, so it's a little bit bigger. And then after they do that cooking process, when you want your chicken, they deep fry it. Vietnamese cuisine, there's always greenery.
Make the skin crispy.
Yeah, so to deep fry, they make the skin crispy, even though the insides should be already really tender, which I literally just poked and prodded with it with my chopstick, and it fell apart. Deep fried sticky rice with pork floss,
Yeah.
on top to enjoy with. We got a chicken pho for safe measure because we need some soup, but you guys know pho. Pho is everywhere in Vietnam, but they use the
$5.
only $5. That's cheaper than a side at Popeyes.
The whole chicken.
Young chicken. So let me know if I should eat the head, guys. It looks crispy. First hour in Hanoi and already off to a good start, having fun with this chicken. All right, so on to more places. Let's go. Bye. Nice day. Bye bye. Thank you. All for $8.50. That's a pretty good deal. $8.50 is for like a chicken drumstick and a chicken thigh back home. So yeah, pretty good experience here at this spot, and it's actually their grand opening. I didn't know that, but DVW score for the value and the price, I give this all a 9 out of 10. That was a pretty good meal. This is my first impressions of Hanoi right now. It looks crazy. A lot of lights. Looks so much different than when I visited 8 years ago. And we're getting the best score on the scooters. Driving here is still insane, similar to Saigon. The congestion looks a little bit more here, but a lot more automobiles. Oh, it's train station too. So many skyscrapers and towers here. I could be mistaken, but 8 years ago I was here. There was not nearly as many. No matter how long I've been here, whenever I go to a new city, it's still crazy to me how crazy the traffic is, how people just are just walking on the street and you just swerve. Like, I feel like they're not even noticing the scooters and all the cars around them. They're just walking. It's like water, like be water, Bruce Lee. They're just walking and all the cars just swerve around them. Another one of the thousands of Highlands coffees in Vietnam.
Nó ở Hà Nội rất là nhiều cái pond nè.
Pond. Mike can duck on the pond. Yeah? The event in itself, a thing to do in Hanoi in general, because the city's so lit up and beautiful at night. Just take a scooter ride. If you're too scared to, I would say muster up the courage, because it's pretty nice, fresh breeze, air, and you get to see the city by night. Like, look at this, guys. How are you supposed to know where to go? I cannot drive here like this. Like, it's still a surprise to me every time that you can just walk around these congested streets and people just swerve. So it is my first night in Hanoi right now, so I'm gonna give you guys my first impressions while it's fresh on my mind. But I haven't been here in 7 years, and it is honestly an unrecognizable place. It's pretty chaotic here, but beauty behind the madness. There's a method to the chaos, like all of these scooters and all that, all the sounds in the cities, but way more skyscrapers than when I was here 7 or 8 years ago. It's like exponential growth. Like, I feel like all these buildings popped up out of nowhere. It feels more modernized. I don't know. A lot of businesses, as always, like all the Vietnamese cities, like there's so much sensory overload, so many things going on. But it's also pretty cold too. And I'm wearing a sweater right now, some pants, and it's pretty chilly out here, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe like 62 degrees, so yeah. But it is beautiful, lit up at night, these Asian cities. Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi. So much honking, guys. I will say though, just stepping out of here from my hotel with AC, I'm not an air quality expert or anything, but I don't feel like the air quality here is too good. You can smell a lot of smog from all the scooters. My eyes, I don't know, it could be a placebo effect. My eyes feel a little bit like itchy. And I feel like I'm like kind of coughing a lot. I do have a little sickness I'm getting over, but yeah, comment down below if you guys are air pollutant experts. I mean, this can't be good, all these motorbikes. All right, y'all, so I know y'all heard of Burger King, but out here in Hanoi, we got Banh Mi King. Yay! Banh Mi King though. Let's see how their banh mi's are. Gotta be the king though, right? It gotta be good. They got the Gan Nam. Let's try it out. So they actually have a regular Burger King too, not just a banh mi king.
My favorite.
All right, DVW fam. So we have a treat for you guys. So we are currently in Hoan Nam, this district in Hanoi, Vietnam. This is actually our first night here, and guys, don't worry that I'm standing in the street because this is how the locals, you know, walk here. It's the scooter's responsibility here, if you guys have been anywhere in Vietnam, to actually dodge me, but I'm still gonna take my precautions. But if you guys can see, this spot is hustling and bustling. There's a bunch of people at these eateries. This is a very popular restaurant eating district, and we're not here for no reason. We're here because my local tour guide says we can find some of the best Vietnamese duck in the city here. As you guys can see, I'm actually standing out here because I'm waiting for a seat. I can't even get a seat yet. My dish is done, it's ready, but I can't get a seat because it's so popular here. It's called Viet Pho.
Wow, hết bà rồi. À, còn bạn không? Anh ơi.
So we arrived at our first spot. So this is the cooking process of the duck here. I almost thought it was chicken, but it's duck. So it looks like it's rotating.
Anh tên là Mike.
Mike?
Mike.
Man. We got Man here. It means strong. He's helping us out with a duck here.
Duck.
It looks so juicy.
Ngon quá.
Wow.
Rất là ngon.
Oh yeah. So this is the other part of the process. So I guess they're steaming or boiling the legs, thighs, hips, because you're gonna have to pop an Asian squat to get down on here. So which is what I'm doing here in these little chairs. A lot of these meals are enjoyed with beer. I haven't had the Saigon beer yet though. Had the Tiger and wow, right from the grill there. We're waiting for a minute for this because there's a lot of competition to get this plate because there's so many customers, and as you guys can see, they're rotating it fresh. And we got a fresh one there. On fresh out the kitchen. The kitchen's right there. Ooh, look at that, still steaming. Ooh, this is amazing. This looks crazy. This is the authentic Hanoi Vietnamese street food culture here. Outdoors enjoying a Saigon lager with some grilled and steamed specialty grass duck. So, as you guys can see, there's a lot of duck oils down here. It really looks similar to like a roasted chicken, but it's duck. Alright, I'm not gonna lie guys, I don't like condensed beef blood when it goes into like hủ tiếu and soups or anything like that. I've never had condensed duck blood jelly, but they say when in Rome, do as the Romans do. When you're somewhere local, do as the locals do, and this is, you know, a popular item. Most people here have this dish, so this is how you're supposed to eat it. We put some fish sauce into it, some herbs, aromatics, there's already nuts, and there's duck liver in here, so try it out. So my stomach turned a little bit from the thought of eating it, but the taste itself, the way it's prepared with all the nuts and aromatics, the mints, the herbs, you taste a lot of the herbs to it, and you just taste the texture of the duck blood, which is gelatiny. It tastes like jello, but I want to say it's savory jello, but it's not sweet or anything. But honestly, I just taste more of the aromatics of fish sauce, so it's all about the texture, a nice crunch, nice gelatiny chew, but honestly, it just tastes like the fish sauce. It tastes like the fish sauce and the nuts and the herbs. So it's all about the texture. It wasn't too bad at all. But yeah, it's just more so the thought of it that was, you know, made me a little squeamish. But yeah, first time trying condensed jelly duck blood. Not too bad. I survived. This is pretty good. My first time trying this grass duck. DVW score 9.1 out of 10. It really surprised me. So make sure you guys stay tuned and on to more Hanoi street food eats. Come finish this off and let's head to the next one. Let's go. The hustle is real here in Vietnam. Everywhere you go, like someone might come. Oh yeah, yeah. So we literally saw her walking by with some fresh looking corn and they look delicious. And my local tour guy was like, oh, these look tasty. So we grabbed one. Oh yeah, so it's right there. Yeah. So the hustle is real. You might go into a restaurant and there might be another person selling snacks right next door, and these look delicious. 50,000. It's like $2. So the hustle is real, guys, and it's a win-win because the hustle is real for them, and we get some fresh corn.
Ở river chắc phải yêu ở ocean nó nhỏ đó.
This is what rush hour looks like. It's about 7 p.m. in Hanoi. You're literally like bumper to bumper. I don't even know how. It doesn't stop. Like I said, it feels like you're in a stream, like a water. There's so much congestion, but it doesn't stop. It keeps moving. Even if there's a pedestrian, you just move around it like a pebble, a rock.
Like United Nations.
United Nations. This is a big apartment building. So if you guys have been in Vietnam, usually like apartment buildings double as malls. It'll have a lot of food, desserts, coffee shops, drinks. So as you guys see, there's like clothing here, and it's part of the apartment building. So it's like an all-in-one. Whoa. These are some huge buildings. Where are we? Hanoi, New York. This looks like a department store, the Latte department store. This is what a typical gas station in Hanoi looks like. This is the line. It's like the Costco gasoline of Hanoi. Even though the roads are bigger here, I feel like there's more congestion because there's so many people, bikes, and also automobiles. So in Hanoi, there's much more automobiles than in Saigon. So the city is a little bit bigger. The roads should be bigger, but it feels like it's more traffic. It's a mixture of both machines. There's even a school bus in here. I don't know how these roads can fit a school bus, but they did it. Or a regular bus, travel bus. I noticed a lot of businesses here. I guess the Vietnamese is all about their business. It's like dozens of businesses packed into each square footage of space, whether it be clothing, food, mostly food. I guess that's why a lot of Vietnamese people are foodies, because there's non-stop food everywhere, from cafes, fast food shops, banh mi's, restaurants, pho. You can't skip a corner without food. Wow, look at all this congestion here. No sinuses. It's that traffic congestion.
Tại giờ này ta ăn nè, cái ổ quán bánh cuốn này bữa là không ăn rồi, đắt rồi.
We're at the local area, but we're closing in on downtown Hanoi. Now we're heading to our first spot of the day, breakfast of course, a very popular pho bar establishment. Oh, Ho Chi Minh the man?
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of people đó cái bus.
Oh, so here.
Nè, watch.
So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you guys see, we just passed a very popular tourist destination. It is the tomb of Ho Chi Minh, and I guess he's buried here. I didn't know that, but a lot of tourists congregate there to get a look. And apparently you can see the body too if you guys go take a visit there. It's like the government business district of Hanoi, so
you can
gonna be a lot of security guards, diplomats.
Yeah, diplomat. Wow.
This is the government area, so you're gonna see a lot of guard, security, and also these buildings look like French-inspired buildings here. The architecture looks a little different.
Yeah, old French style.
Old French style. So I noticed a lot of the communist symbol up here, a lot different than Nha Trang, and of course we're in a government area, so that would be expected, but it's a little different change of scenery from down south. It's a little bit of a shock because I don't see many of those back home, those symbols, but they're going to be littered throughout the cities here, especially the more governmental area, maybe historical areas. Look, see all the flags. Ooh, that's beautiful. So if you guys see over there, there's the yellow flower saying Happy New Year. Chúc mừng năm mới. Looks like a nice little park. I wonder why there's not more people here. This park looks very nice. I think the culture shock is like in school or in back home, you see those symbols, you think of like a negative connotation, but I'm seeing all these signs here and it's like with a positive connotation, where like people smiling and such. It's just a little culture shock type thing, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. At some points when I'm on here, I feel like we're in such close quarters with the next scooter. Knock on wood, but it's truly a mystery that I haven't seen more, you know, bumps. It almost feels like bumper cars at an amusement park. How close we are together. So we've officially entered a tourist district here near downtown. As you guys can see, there's much more people taking photos. Way more businesses, and if you guys can see, there's a lot of Lunar New Year shops with decorations because we are near Lunar New Year. So this is also a fun video in Hanoi because it's not all the time you got to be in an Asian city country that celebrates Lunar New Year. So this is how Hanoi does it, a couple days before Lunar New Year. So much more congestion, densely populated quarters. No pun intended, because I actually think that there's actually quarters in Hanoi. So this is also part of the railroad coffee. If you guys can see, there's a bunch of coffee shops like I've never seen. So many coffee shops in my life lined up. Look, you see all those coffee shops? This is railroad coffee. We're taking a look from down here, but right there you can see the railroad. And
railroad is still working.
It's a real railroad. They're still
at some time when the train go by.
Yeah. Yeah, so the railroad is still working. It kind of looks like a hazard having so many shops there, but they make do. That was a pretty cool tourist attraction to see from down here, but we're definitely gonna check it out from up there as well. This is a tourist area here.
Mà thấy về một số băng không? Băng thuốc bắc nhiều không?
Yeah. So like I said, every area is known for certain restaurants or food. This one is a Chinese herbal medicine side, so you can smell it in the air, the aroma of all the herbs, ginseng, ginger.
Đang không? Toàn thuốc bắc không à?
Yeah, if you guys can see, that's Chinese herbal medicine there. You can smell it everywhere. Can't miss it. You can't miss the smells. Yeah, you see all those bags? They're full of dried Chinese herbal medicine, ginseng, herbal teas. It's basically like that Chinese good stuff. So this is the old town. So this is a popular tourist destination. It's called Pho in Vietnamese. Usually if you're a tourist, you won't miss this place. And I've actually been here before in 2017, but it's unrecognizable now. There's way more businesses, shops. This is the popular tourist destination. So this is the popular tourist destination in Hanoi, the old quarter, old town. So a little history lessons. If you look at the street signs, it'll say like the street of fish, street of silk. These are translations. But I'm going down here and I'm like, where's the fish? Where's the silk? This and that. But it's called the old quarter. So that's what it used to be. But now there's other businesses around. So there'll be like coffee shops or fruit shops, ao yai shops, but usually it's still categorized. Like every street will have a certain set of businesses. That's still the same, but they're just not matching these street signs. Just when I didn't think Hanoi could get more congested, look at this. This is the traffic in the old quarter, a tourist destination in Hanoi. And when there's like a popular restaurant or something like that, you're gonna know that it's even more congested in that area. Yeah, so this is an example of what I was talking about. So on that sign it says Hang Yai, which means the shoe street, but they no longer sell shoes there because it's the old quarter. So those are signs for the old quarter. Yeah, so there'll still be shops here, but they're not for shoes, they're for other things. You will not run out of places to eat in Hanoi or anywhere in Vietnam. Every corner is dozens of food shops. So we're still exploring the old quarter on bike. Oh, Indian restaurant. As you guys can see, it's very densely populated with tourists and restaurants alike. So here we are touring the Hanoi Old Quarter Old Town, one of the most popular tourist attractions in Hanoi. As you guys can see, it's very densely populated, especially during the Lunar New Year season, which we're here right now. But yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous here. There's so much going on and so many businesses, guys. Look at that. So during Lunar New Year's, you're gonna see a bunch of shops with these beautiful flowers. Here in the north, they use cherry blossoms. In the south, they use yellow flowers, orchids. But yeah, a lot of shops with Lunar New Year's celebratory decorations and trinkets, souvenirs. It's truly beautiful. Some of these saturated colors. Look at the traffic here. It's all because there's a car here. I didn't even think this street could fit a car, let alone an SUV. It's crazy. Guys, be careful when you're in Hanoi, because I thought this was a walking street. That's how small it is, but man, look at how many bikes are going through here. Vietnam for you guys. Always assume nothing is a sidewalk, because there'll be scooters everywhere. Alright, DVW fam, so we're currently touring a very popular tourist destination in Hanoi, a can't miss. We're in the Old Quarter, Old Town, which stretches far and wide. There's so many quarters here. I've already been riding around the scooter, walking around. This is a can't miss. It's very densely populated with businesses, souvenir shops, restaurants, coffee shops, dessert shops, all kinds of things. Here you'll find a lot of silk stores, and I've actually been here in 2017, but it's unrecognizable now. There's just so many things added to the spot, but just a cool thing, a can't miss in Hanoi thing to do, just walking around these corridors and appreciating the view, taking in the fresh air, and just checking out all the local stalls, businesses, people watch here, because there's so much going on. And it's also Lunar New Year season, so this is a really cool time to be here, because you'll see a lot of Lunar New Year's decoration shops, souvenir stores. The whole city is lit up and decorated when it's about to be that time. Probably the most important holiday in all of Vietnam, and it's in a few days. But yeah, this is Old Quarter Hanoi. You can't miss this here. And there's also a lot of great food here as well. We passed a few, boom jazz spots, fuzz spots, coffee shops. But yeah, take a look around. It's pretty awesome going on. It's like controlled chaos. There's like cars, scooters everywhere, but somehow it works. And also, as a pedestrian too, just make sure you guys, stay cool and calm, because the traffic here, I would say, works best. I'll describe it best as like a stream of water. Like everything just flows. The cars, the scooters, like you would think you're jaywalking, but you're actually walking normally, and then it's the scooters' jobs to kind of like swerve through you. And when you see a small street, don't assume it's like a walking street or sidewalk, because I see some small streets and I thought they were sidewalks, but as you guys can see, they are not sidewalks. They're like areas where a bunch of cars, scooters go through. But yeah. Well, I say it's like a stream because, like running water, if there's like a rock, the water kind of dodges it and goes through it. It's like Bruce Lee, be water, my friend. So you just walk, and then, all the cars and people kind of swerve through you. And knock on wood, I haven't seen a collision yet. Let's knock on it. These are one of the Chinese herbal stations I was talking about. As you see, a lot of jars with very valuable Chinese herbal medicine. This is the equivalent to that good stuff. No, I'm playing. I don't know. I mean, it looks like good stuff. Right? So you guys need to get your fashion up. I guess it's the place to go for that drip check. This is like an old French water tower. I've actually been to France before, and even the floors, the cobblestones look like not cobblestones, but whatever that flooring is, looks like French architecture. It's crazy. It's such a contrast. See all these buildings and then like something out of Paris. Looks like a cool park. So like Banh Mi King. There's another Banh Mi King. Not Burger King, it's Banh Mi King.
theo nhỏ xíu à. Ồ, cái đường này, cái đường này tối mình nếu mà còn rảnh ở đây thì đi ăn cái này là nó tài hiện đó, đó. Chiều nó bán bia rồi bán bar rồi đông lắm.
There's a popular going out bar district here in the old quarter. Bạn biết kêu gì không?
Tạ Hiền.
Đại Hieng. So Đại Hieng. So I mean you could already see here a lot of bars and all that, restaurants, but in the nighttime there's people go out here basically. It's a going out district. So we're near the city center,
Đó, kia rồi.
near the main lake. Let's see.
Đó cho mình nè.
Oh, look at the architecture. This is just a coffee shop, I think.
Yeah.
Coffee shop. Wow, look at like wow. Look at all the flowers. Wow. A lot of people here taking photos next to the lake, and I don't blame them. It's beautiful. Kind of feels like I'm in Europe right now with all these buildings surrounding us. Like French colonial buildings here. Ooh. 2025, Happy New Year. Wow, look at this lake, it's huge. It's the most popular tourist destination in Hanoi. This big central lake. It is ginormous. Ooh, some more statues here. Riding down the city center, it's very beautiful. There's it's all surrounding this huge lake and temple. It's absolutely breathtaking. And the great part is when you're on the scooters, you can take a view from this around the circumference with a fresh breeze on your helmet. Make sure you guys stay safe and wear a helmet. Interesting architecture. I feel like I'm in France and I'll turn around and I'll realize I'm in Vietnam again with all the scooters. But it looks like a lot of French colonial architecture all around. A lot of tree houses from the coffee shops, like this one. This one looks cool, like a Vietnamese castle. Check it out. Big, ginormous Vietnamese castle looking coffee shop, dessert shop. So we're gonna go sit in here to check out the views and grab a drink and enjoy the views. But look at this. Wow. It looks like a Vietnamese castle in here. Oh, and there's the turtle here because this is like, you guys know there's like supposed to be a turtle in that lake. But yeah, check it out here. So beautiful views. Definitely a tourist type restaurant. So we found this nice little cafe that looks like a Vietnamese ancient castle here right on the lake. Beautiful views. It's like a coffee, lunch, brunch, dessert, smoothies, coffee shop. And guys, I've never seen as many coffee shops that I have in my life. Just walking around here, I see nearly 100 coffee shops. So if you guys like coffee, you guys will be in heaven here in Vietnam. But we came here for the views because this is pretty much a tourist spot, so the prices are a little bit premium, but even then it's not that bad. Let's get us some drinks and enjoy this view. Well, like the patio kind of looks like a mix of French and ancient Vietnamese architecture, but these views are what we're here for. Absolutely gorgeous. This is the huge central lake in Hanoi. It's called Hoan Kiem Lake. I actually tried to look for English translation, but maybe that's my ignorance because there is none, but it directly translates to Return of the Sword Lake, and there's a story behind that, so just stay tuned. But it's beautiful. There's a lot of trees here. Looks like a pink cherry blossom. Okay, so we got a mango smoothie here, some fries. They're tourist prices, so a little bit more of a premium, but still not too bad. These are priced here to get with these views. So similar to any other place in the world, when you have views like this and you're going to a cafe, you're gonna pay a premium for, you know, the food and the drinks and all that. But so this is Vietnamese culture, guys. Coffee, usually dessert, little snacks like the fries, and some vibes of the views. And I think we got some of the best views at this location. And I'll say it's totally worth it. The fries weren't but this smoothie is, it's a mango smoothie. The mangoes and Vietnam are amazing, so this will do. Salute. So gonna enjoy our vibes on this lake and on to more Hanoi adventures. Let's go. That's considered somewhat very pricey in Vietnam, but that's like 2 or 3 total bills of a lunch, or maybe 3 or 4, but this is what you get with it, and I am not complaining one bit. It's totally worth it. This is it, guys. Lunch, snacks with a view of the Hoan Kiem Lake here in Hanoi. Vibes. Alright, so during that time, Lunar New Year's or regular times, I've actually already seen like dozens of locals or tourists. They'll come here. I mean, everybody will come here take photos, but they'll wear the ao dais, which are the traditional Vietnamese dresses, and they'll take pictures here because it's that time, and this is a beautiful Vietnamese landmark. So yeah, great. Basically, I'm saying it's a great photo op. All right, so as you guys can see behind me, one of the top attractions in Hanoi, if not the top, Hoan Kiem Lake. That's the Vietnamese name of this lake. It directly translates to returning of the sword lake, and it is absolutely gorgeous, guys. It is the top, if not the top destination, and I can see why. Look how peaceful and calm it is, and there's a lot of tourists and locals alike just walking around taking photos. There's great photo ops right around the circumference of the lake, and we're right in the thick of things here. This is the city center, or one of the city centers, where I mean, I feel like everything is a city center in Hanoi, Vietnam, because there's just so many cars, so many scooters everywhere. But this is a central area right next to the lake where there's a bunch of coffee shops, bars. So you guys see there's a Highlands Coffee. All of those are great viewing spots and ops for this lake, because anywhere you look around here, it's absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. This lake is very green. There's a lot of green hues here. Yeah, so this is one of the main tourist squares of Hanoi. It is right across from the Hoan Kiem Lake, probably the most popular tourist attraction. And here there's so many coffee shops, and it's just not in this square. I've never seen so many coffee shops in my life in like one area or space anywhere I've been in the world. Europe, the US, South America, like there's so many coffee shops here. Vietnamese coffee is an integral part of Vietnamese culture, and the best part about these coffee shops here is that it is right next to the lake. So some of these have tall balconies, so at night or in the daytime, morning time, I mean, look at them. If you sit next to these views, you guys can, you know, get a view of everything that's going on here and that amazing lake right there. So yeah, this is a really cool area. And there's a few temples on it, but there's actually a very interesting story about this lake, because as the name entails, it returning of the sword, it's from a legend. Apparently there was a king or some special person. They went to this lake and they borrowed a toenail from a turtle, where he melted into a blade that was very powerful. He fought some type of war, and then he came back to this lake and returned the sword to the lake. That's why it's called Returning of the Sword. I probably butchered the story a lot, but that's pretty much the gist of it. And that's why there's also like a turtle temple where 2 turtles live here. So we're gonna go visit that right now. But yeah, there's many more people taking photos in their beautiful ao dais here, because this is a very traditional lake, and this is traditional Vietnamese dresses for Lunar New Year's. But yeah, isn't that a really cool story, guys? So this is the entrance to the temple on the lake. Very beautiful archways. Let's check it out. Wow. This is where you buy the tickets. Cost about $2 per entry. Not bad for a tourist attraction. So this is 50,000 dong, and grab your tickets here. Alright, this is the entrance of the temple on the lake. A lot of amazing, beautiful, ancient Vietnamese architecture and art. It's really cool. Ooh, so this is the fossil of the turtle. So you have to pay for entry. Let's check it out here. I've been here in a minute. You have to pay for entry. It's about 50,000. About 50,000 dong per person. Wow, this is the lake. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're currently on the temple in the lake. You could actually see it from all the way over there. You have to pay 50,000 dong to get in though, but this is totally worth it and then some. Just look at this. Beautiful views here. You see the city of Hanoi, and then over here, you're right on the lake. Gorgeous. Alright, so we are currently on the Hoan Kiem Lake in Hanoi. Look at this. It is beautiful. We're actually on the turtle temple right now, and we're right about to check out the turtle, so let's go see them. Alright, so we're closing in on the turtle's home here. Its resting place. You see a lot of turtle artwork everywhere, and you see the sword. Look, there's a sword on its back. So that is the legend. A lot of photo ops as always. And that Ao is fire. It's fire. So this is the, looks like a ancient Vietnamese castle. And black Ao, that's fire. Wow, it looks like
Flowers.
some sort of wall mural made by flowers. That's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Flowers on here. It looks like a little garden. This is the main temple. We're still on the lake. Wow. Look at that. It's actually still a working temple. Gotta be respectful. And this is, there's a tree, the wishing tree. You guys can see here. This is a Lunar New Year tree here. Wow. This is beautiful. Whoa, look at this giant grapefruit tree. So these are real grapefruit. They're like bigger than the size of my hand. Also a sign of good luck. Alright, so we're about to enter the turtle's house now. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh. So that is the turtle. He is huge. The other turtle, he looks like a dragon. Doesn't look like a turtle. Look at his face. This is a giant turtle. No way this could be real. Gonna be real, huh?
Yeah.
No. Apparently this is a real turtle fossil. And that is the nail that they used to build that sword. Alright, so just so you guys don't think my story was made up, I got it from here. It is a folklore, but either way, these turtles did exist. And they are here. Apparently these are specimens, so they've been preserved inside these glass. So one of them, they actually specified it, passed away in 2016, so more recently. And one of them was a bit older, but these are a real type of turtle, and they almost look prehistoric. It's ginormous. Look at his face. Looks like a giant dinosaur with a shell. Of the turtle, they use special plasticization technology to preserve this bad boy here. Look at his neck. This guy's an absolute unit. So that is the real turtle when it was alive. It looks just like the fossil, so it is pretty ginormous. This is taken in 2014. So this is real, guys. This is a special turtle that lived on this lake, and apparently they say there's only 6 left in the world, but guys, this guy is absolutely enormous. So I can see why they borrowed the special power from this turtle, because this turtle looks like it could take on a few countrymen by itself. This is a part of the feet that they use as a crossbow arrow. It's crazy. I've never seen a turtle that looks like this. It looks like a dinosaur, prehistoric creature cosplaying as a turtle. Because I know Franklin the turtle. This Vietnamese turtles are built different. That's all I gotta say. Built different. So absolutely breathtaking views of Hanoi, Vietnam. This is an attraction you guys can't miss. Paying 50,000 Vietnamese dong, which is like $2 to enter the Ngọc Sung temple, which is right on the lake here. And you got views of the temple. You guys can see the ancient turtle. You also get views from the city over here. Those ripples are made from fish, so there's still fish in this lake. It's a beautiful lake. Hanoi, Vietnam, guys, the Hoan Kiem Lake, the top attraction in Vietnam. Look at this beauty. And this is one of the best photo ops. You're right on the lake, literally. You're basically walking on water. Alright. And we're out of here. This is how it looks like from the city view. It's pretty nice. Alright, so we're checking out another popular tourist destination in Hanoi, Vietnam. kind of looks like the Notre Dame behind us, but it is the Grand Cathedral here. And the direct translation in Vietnamese is Nhà thờ lớn, which means the big church. And I'm not surprised with the unoriginal translation because all the restaurants and all that are just literally name the type of food and like a number, like pho, someone's name like Tan and like 67 or something like that. So it's just called the Grand Cathedral. And it is huge. It looks like Gothic French architecture. Makes sense because there was some French colonial influence here. And yeah, it's crazy seeing this type of architecture around this area of Hanoi because there's these, you know, little Vietnamese bars and cafes, coffee shops, tourist destinations, restaurants, and then right in the middle you see this huge cathedral. It's like a mix of cultures. There's the Hanoi northern style cherry blossoms right in front, and it is going to grow and bloom in front of this large Gothic cathedral. So this is another major attraction to visit in Hanoi, Vietnam, which is this big cathedral here. It's called the Grand Cathedral. Looks like Gothic architecture. There is a French Quarter here, and there is some French colonial influence in architecture throughout the city. So I'm not surprised that there's a big Gothic cathedral here, but it's actually still open and operating. There's regular mass during Sundays, I'm assuming. But yeah, guys, a lot of unique and diverse architecture in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. For my first impressions of Hanoi, I get a kind of a vibe of like 3 different type of, you know, countries or continents here. I get a little bit of like Amsterdam vibes from, you know, the canals, some French influences from the French Quarter and some of these architectures. Vietnam, of course, because there are some still traditional classical Vietnamese buildings. And then when you see like the cityscapes, it kind of looks like Tokyo or Hong Kong, like a modern Asian city with all the lights and skyscrapers. So Hanoi has modernized a lot rapidly since I've been here in 2017. Honestly, I don't recognize it. I feel like I'm in a whole different city. It's crazy out here in Hanoi. It's amazing, beautiful. Hanoi is definitely a wonder. So this cathedral was built since 1887, so over 100 years ago. Absolutely crazy. Like the contrast is insane. You see, like, you turn around and you're just in Hanoi, Vietnam, and then now it looks like you're in Notre Dame or something like that. I'll never get used to this. The driving in Vietnam is always insane. I'm not no air purity expert, but just being in the city for a few hours, I'll have to say another first impressions is the smog is crazy. Like my chest honestly feels a little like something in it right now. So just make sure you guys pay attention to that however you guys can. Maybe wear masks or manage your time in and outside because the smog is insane. All right, so this is a popular bar district here. So you guys can see all these spots with the Vietnamese flag. Oh, look at the dog with the diaper. Our bars. So later on, they're gonna turn up with lights and music, but we're just taking a stroll through the daytime.
Gái ơi, chụp hình quá mọi người. Ba không thấy không? Thấy không ba? Ô, bây giờ hết đi được rồi. Bây giờ vô này.
These are bars and discos.
Bắt đầu đây. Giờ hết đi được rồi.
So
Ba không thấy không?
these are turning up with bars. So there's a bunch of bars here with music, and we're going through here with a little bike. But yeah, so pretty soon you're not gonna be able to ride through here, but this area transforms in the nighttime into a bunch of bar districts.
Đó, ba rồi ha.
A bunch of sports bars everywhere.
Đó, con bar.
Bar.
Ba không à? Gái rồi nhảy tùm lum.
So this is typical on the streets of Vietnam. So this is the market. We're on the outskirts. We're gonna check it out, but this is the typical Vietnamese market in Hanoi. So you can buy some fresh veggies, meats, food here to bring home to cook. Looks like some dried squid out here. Hello, doggy. Doggy, 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 doggy crossing the street.
Oh,
So this is the company, the Hanoi Beer Company. And it makes sense that's in Hanoi, but
Nó đã
yeah, they even serve the beers on the street. But this is the factory or the company in which they make it. All right, so we're entering a highway. This is what a highway in Hanoi, Vietnam looks like. Wow. You're riding on the highway, you're at a higher speed, so you can feel the wind blowing through the helmets. So we got Las Vegas here. So we're in Hanoi, but we got Vegas right here. Alright, so we're exploring more of Hanoi at night. So I'm learning if somebody says VIP massage, VIP, that it is not a regular massage, that's all I'm gonna say. So it looks like there's a pop-in bar here. So I found that I'm pretty near a Japanese district, but there's like a little Japan here. It's pretty interesting because it's similar to like the LA Little Tokyo, but it's much more poppin', more lights. Ooh, so there's a hot pot buffet here. It says 240 Vietnamese dong, that's like under $10, I think. Pretty good. Wow. Looks like a mall. The malls in Asia are crazy stuff. Oh, there's another buffet. So that buffet is 159K Vietnamese dong for all you can eat. That's under $10. That looks like a pretty good deal for hot pot and barbecue. Look at all these skyscrapers. Are we in Hanoi? Or are we in Hong Kong or Tokyo? Look at that. Guys, riding around these scooters at night in the city of Hanoi is absolutely insane. I feel like I'm in Mario Kart or a video game or something because there's so many lights everywhere and we're dodging all these cars, getting rewards and points. But yeah, it's a movie, driving around Hanoi. It's definitely just one thing to do in itself is hop on a scooter. If you guys are scared, I'd recommend getting over your fears and riding around and experiencing the controlled chaos, being on the streets of Hanoi on the back of a grab bike, or having a friend or local tour guide take you, because riding around under these tall buildings is insane. Guys, so they have an all-you-can-eat buffet here for 199 Vietnamese dong, which is literally like $8. That's pretty good. And it's all this barbecue? Crazy. So that building there is the first college in Vietnam. It looks super ancient. It looks like a castle. I wonder how old it is. So that's why the first college the architecture looks so old, because it's over 500 years old. As you guys see, even the hotels celebrate Lunar New Year's. This hotel has a bunch of awesome decorations. One of the most scenic parts in the city, but even more scenic with the Lunar New Year's decorations everywhere. And we're gonna get a early lunch. Back in the old quarter, some more souvenir shops, tourist shops, hotels. So much going on. You get to the thick of things in the old quarter. More stores, restaurants. And we're heading through here to get a early lunch, late breakfast to start off our day in Hanoi. Yeah, I see this central street doubles and triples as a highway for cars, automobiles, scooters, and also sidewalk, because there's also a lot of tourists, locals walking around. Yeah, I see a lot of the flags up top. Smoothie shops everywhere. I love this. Juiceries, massage shops, spas. Apparently this is like a really beautiful house. A lot of people like to come here and take photos. This is the main Bruce Street here. I was here last night and it was lined with bars. Now they're restaurants.
Không, xem rồi. Không ai biết chỗ này đâu.
This is an alley of alleys. Usually I wouldn't think two people can even fit down the same street, but 3 scooters managed this too, so this is Vietnam for you guys. So this is the popular bar, Da Hien going out district. In the nighttime it closes and a bunch of bars, lounges and clubs opens up, but in the daytime it operates as normal with restaurants here, as you guys can see. Alright DVW fam, so you guys have heard of hidden gems, but today in Hanoi we're showing you guys a super hidden gem, because as you guys can see, we're already basically in a small narrow alleyway. It's called Da Hien. In the nighttime it opens up for bars and lounges for tourists, but in the daytime it operates with normal restaurants. So as you guys can see, it's already pretty narrow, but right over here in this little narrow alleyway we got another little pocket street full of people, restaurants, businesses and scooters. And today we're gonna be showing you guys a special noodle spot, a hidden gem, but a spot that we found that serves a special Hanoi style noodle called bom mop. So let's check it out. It's a bunch of people here outdoors enjoying their meals, and I love Vietnamese eateries because you can see them making the meals right out front here. So there is an aroma coming out of this pot. You guys can see we got the master at work here. It looks like some meatballs.
Tim sơn mọc này.
Ooh.
Mấy bác đây anh ơi.
Hai.
So this whole area, eatery in this narrow alley, is for this type of food here.
Đây kìa, xem bên kia, chỗ một kìa.
Bánh mù lòng mã bao nhiêu anh?
Servers. Ooh, this looks like a real meaty bowl. So you could customize your bowl next time. I think I'm just gonna get it like this with the meatballs. You see all the meatballs in the soup. Probably get it that way because I don't really like too much of the liver, but yes. Get these bowls.
Rồi, sườn mọc này.
Sườn mọc đầy đủ này.
Hai đủ này.
Oh, yes. Alright, as you guys can see, we got our bowl here. Tight quarters as expected, because not just this restaurant is small and compacted, it's just this whole street because it's an alley within an alley. It's my first time having this dish, which is a special Hanoiese dish, which is a bom mop, and that's the name of these white noodles here. And I can smell a lot of aroma coming out of that big pot that they're steaming and brewing. There are a lot of meat stewing in the broth, and I smelled the bamboo root right away, because the bamboo root is, because you know, you have the noodles, the broth, the meat, but this meatball is the king of this dish. This meatball is like a 10 out of 10, guys. It's so good. Like 40, 50K Vietnamese dong, which is like $2 or $3, less than $3 actually. So I love all the seafood in Vietnam. No frills, they usually do one dish and they specialize in it. They do one and they do it well, and this dish is pretty good for under $2. Can't hate on that. Have to give it like a 9 out of 10 DVW score. It's pretty fire. Graffiti. And this is the little hidden gem in this alleyway, because if I was walking and I turned into this alley, I'd probably turn the other way, but if I see all these stalls and stools, I'd probably see what's going on and grab myself a bowl. Now we're riding down. In Vietnam, just assume, even if you see a really small alleyway, there's rooms for anything. Scooters, people, anything to fit. So we're back in the main alleys here, and as you guys see, that's a contrast because these are pretty narrow alleys. Actually not too narrow, but I wouldn't call them wide. But then make sure you guys peer in and peek into the little narrower alleyways and side streets, because you never know, you might find a boom mop spot, a really good eatery. So yeah, that is a little hidden gem in Hanoi. But if you know, you know. Most of the people there were locals, even though this is a pretty touristy area. It is the old quarter So there's a lot of tourists and locals like just walking around. I mean, there's still some of the bars open right now in the daytime, but in the nighttime they become all bars. These are the eateries. So like I said, in this old quarter, certain streets specialize in selling certain things. This one looks like specialize in Crocs, slippers, sandals, shoes. More clothing shops over there. Some more flowers. Smells really good for Lunar New Year's. This is the railroad. All right, DVW fam. So we're on another stop on our Hanoi food tour. We're at a very famous stuffed cudweed sticky rice establishment here, and it's right on a nice busy intersection. So apparently they serve some award-winning ban cook, which means stuffed cudweed sticky rice in Vietnamese. So they look like they have a pretty cool wrapping or preparation process to the sticky rice. So without further ado, let's check out this spot. And it seems like a lot of people like it because we passed by here and we saw a big line, and then we circled back around, and these are the digs. So let's check out how they make the sticky rice. Oh, so stuffed cudweed sticky rice.
Hả?
Oh, so she's making our sticky rice here.
Ngon chả? Ngon không chả? Ngon.
This is our special sticky rice. It looks like it's in this huge basket. Chả gì?
Chả.
Chị mà chả gì?
Chả lụa rồi.
Ok, ăn.
Một cái có chả đây.
So they're making our sticky rice. They're wrapping it in this banana leaf, looks like. Can't tell if this is dessert or savory, if it's a savory or sweet sticky rice. Looks good enough.
Em là cô Lan hả? Phải luôn. Em là cô Lan.
Không, đấy là mẹ chồng cháu ạ.
Oh, it's a family business.
Cô Lan chưa?
This is her daughter, and she's making us a sticky rice medley here. Wow, looks good. The process. We're taking these to go.
Bao nhiêu tiền?
Bác 44 nào.
All right, this is ours. Yeah, come on. Yes. So, this is the process of this famous sticky rice here. So this is a stall here, right on the busy intersection. It is the famous Ban Cúc Cô Long, which is a stuffed cudweed sticky rice. They have the English translation here. It's a must try. And we got it with some cha, which is Vietnamese pork sausage. Best combo. And there's fried sticky rice too. And just the cha by itself. So these are our prices. Pretty good deal if you ask me. It's about 70 cents, 17,000 Vietnamese dong. And the combo with the pork sausage is around 27, which is like $1. So walking around in Hanoi is not for the faint of heart. Like, you really just gotta make your way, put your hand up and go. Neither is riding or driving, but yeah, that's Hanoi for you guys. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm showing you guys our next spot on this Hanoi tour, somewhere really awesome and unique. Haven't seen anything like this. So I passed by here the other day and I was like, why is there so many coffee shops? And whoa, what is that in the middle? And I noticed it was a railroad. And I was like, what is the railroad doing there? It must not be working, right? And my tour guide was telling me that, hey, it's still working. And I saw an actual train ride through, and there's just like a bunch of people like you see now walking around. So we're gonna show you guys a railroad coffee shop in Hanoi, Vietnam. Let's go check out Hanoi's railroad coffee shops. Let's go. All right, DVW fam. So as you guys can see, we're on a railroad here. And you might think, like, we're on a railroad, so why are you walking on a railroad? But this is actually a very popular tourist destination in Hanoi, Vietnam. It's called the coffee shops on a railroad because right to the side of us, there's a bunch of establishments, restaurants, coffee shops, and they're all operating And the shops are not the only thing operating. This railroad is also operating, but that doesn't stop a bunch of tourists and locals alike walking down and throughout. This railroad is actually pretty trippy and insane because like it looks like you're on a kind of like a railroad. It's trippy to the senses because whenever you see a railroad in the movies or in the streets, like you want to stay off of it. But then here, it's a popular destination where people are walking around, eating, drinking coffee. It feels pretty hazardous, I'm not gonna lie to you. But monkey see, monkey do, and it seems like there's a bunch of people walking on the railroad, so it should be okay, right? Yeah. But not okay at all times of the day because a train actually rides through here. So yeah, let's check it out and see which spot we want to get some coffee in. The coffee shops here and establishments are also beautiful in itself, and at night it lights up pretty great. So pretty nice photo ops here too. A bunch of coffee shops right around us, so this is the real deal, guys. Yeah, there's even some people like sitting down here. This is crazy, especially knowing that a train actually rolls through. You won't run out of coffee shops anywhere in Vietnam, let alone this little railroad. There's so many people around here. It's kind of trippy because it makes it seem like you should be on the railroad because there's so many people here, but it's still a working railroad. So let's go find our coffee shop. Let's go. Nope. A lot of people taking photos as well. So yeah, there's gonna be rows and rows of coffee shops all around here, and they're all pretty aesthetically pleasing as well. Also watch your step, because like it's not too even around here. So yeah, whew. This is pretty cool though. Let's take a look. Now it's the hard part, finding which coffee shop we want to sit in because all these look amazing. Check it out. We are going through here too. We even got the cast of Squid Games here. This doggo is so cute. He shouldn't be here when I'm sure the owners will take great care of him. All right, so sensory overload here. There's so many options and so many beautiful coffee shops, but we thought this one looks the best, so let's go inside and snag a seat and a view of the train that's about to pass in a few minutes. Nice and cozy here, like not all, but most Vietnamese establishments we've been to in Hanoi. So, woo, voila, this is the view. And wow, look at this. So we get to check out the view of the train from down below. So cute. When our server came, all her doggos came behind her. They're so cute. There's like 3 of them. Hello. Hey, buddy. Hello. You guys are so well behaved. Whoa, this one just did a somersault. They're so cute. So they already got everything down to a science here. So when you open the menu, it shows you guys the time that the train goes by, because just like any tourist attraction like the Eiffel Tower that lights up, or the Bellagio fountains in Vegas that, you know, does the dance, they come at certain times. So we got the whole timetable right there, which is very convenient. So you could plan your, you know, snack, coffee, drink during when the train rolls by, because it'd be a really cool sight to see because I've never seen it before. But these are the prices and the menu. Of course, it's a tourist area, so there's gonna be a premium, but honestly, it's not too much. These almost look like local prices, guys. These are actually pretty local prices, maybe like an extra 10K above, like $2 or $3 each item. So this is actually a really cool spot. We definitely picked one of the best spots because the food looks good, menu looks good. We had a lot of great servers, those dogs down there. And then when she came up those stairs, all of her assistants, all those doggos, followed her all through up here to get to our side of the restaurant. It was super cute. So here are our views of the coffee shop railroad in Hanoi from our cafe here. As you guys can see, it stretches far and wide, and there's so many coffee shops, more coffee shops I would say than tourists almost. Look at this. Beautiful lanterns, lights. And we're gonna get to see the train from up above. So we got our mango guava and soursop smoothies here. I love smoothies everywhere in Vietnam because they're usually at a pretty good price. Under $1. This one, we have more touristy establishment, so it's like $2 and tastes just as good. Ooh, so I actually got a guava mango smoothie. Absolutely fire. I can inhale this, especially in the hot weather. So this is the famous Vietnamese sticky rice we got earlier. Ooh, our food is coming. Food is crossing the railroad tracks. Thank you. Wow. Sen mai means welcome or enjoy. So we got our French fried potatoes, chicken skewers. Ooh, I love this hot sauce, Vietnamese hot sauce. Eat with the fries. Looks like some seasonings on the fries. Shop, I think we struck gold, guys, because the food here and the drinks were good and for a reasonable price. So we got French fries and chicken skewers with the view of the railroad tracks there. Let's enjoy. This is a vibe in itself, guys. Sitting on this little treehouse looking coffee shop. Enjoying these snacks and people watching because these views are stunning. And the food has been pretty great anywhere in Vietnam. Wow, look at that. It's like a deep fried chicken skewer. Almost tastes like a chicken nugget. All right, so we're trying the famous Hanoi sticky rice here at the Coffee Shop Railroad. And yeah, so great vibes here, and why not have a little snack? We ordered some food here too, but I'm still hungry, so we're gonna eat this. So it looks like some mung bean in here, some sticky rice,
Some
pork, some like pork belly.
pork belly, yeah.
Let's try it out. It is really good. That mung bean is nice and balanced, all about the texture. So I see this, why this is with the sticky rice, because it's more salty. So Vietnamese food is very balanced. Usually eat it with like a lot of things like rice with veggies or meats and all that. So it complements and completes the dish. So the sticky rice is good by itself, but this is a more salty kick from the pork belly. It's a very balanced dish. It's all about texture though. Glutinous, chewy, sticky rice, savory. The mung bean is very soft, like a paste, and it just melts. And then you get a glob of that pork belly. It's fuego, it's fire. One of the best Hanoinese dish I've had on this trip. I can see why they won awards for this. So good. For 70 cents, that is a 20 out of 10. That is amazing. So there is order in this madness. So when the train starts to arrive, we have some conductors clearing the roads, some guards, as you guys can see over there. They clear the roads, rings the bells, and then people gotta get out of there. Or not. Your choice. Alright, so there aren't just general conductors. So in front of every store, there's the owners, like her, and we saw our owner here. They kind of take care of their individual stalls. So our restaurant keeper here was like telling people to get off the, get into the store basically, because the train is about to arrive. Keep it that way. So the shopkeepers doubles as security. I want to get out the way. All right, it's coming, guys. Guys, it's the railroad. Guys, look at that gap. It's no joke. You cannot be on the railroad at all. I can barely see any of the people that were there a few moments ago. Wow, it's long too. Wow. It's still going, guys. It's long. I thought it was just, this is a culture shock. I thought it was just a small train. This is a huge train. Woo! Yeah! All right. So as you guys can see, everyone is partying again. Seems like people are looking at these. They're doing something there. I don't know what they're doing. All right, guys. So that was pretty awesome. I can say that I crossed off the Hanoi coffee shop railroad train ride off of my bucket list. So that was actually pretty surprising. So everybody's walking around the train tracks as if nothing happened. But when I first heard of this, or when I arrived, I thought it was this like old school, slow little choo-choo train that was small, that drives through and people could kind of just dodge it as it comes, because there was already so many people on the train tracks when I arrived here. I mean, look at everybody on here too. But I feel like it was actually pretty hazardous. Like, it was a big, fast, modern train that rode through at breakneck speeds. No, I'm just kidding. Not breakneck speeds, but it was going through pretty fast. So you really needed to be off the railroad track. So that was pretty shocking. Hopefully no incidents happen, but just make sure if you guys are here, stay away from the tracks when it comes and just use your brain cells, basically. But yeah, that was really cool to experience. So on to more Hanoi Vietnam adventures. Let's go. The owner here loves her dogs so much that there's a mural of them. They look just like the ones that are down there. She said that their names were Zoo. This is so cute. Oh my gosh, they're chilling here. They're tired after all that serving, so now they're just chilling here. They're so cute. So even outside the shop, there are train timetables here, so you guys can check it out when the trains are gonna come before you guys snag a seat. Vietnamese doggos are built different. There's a fat little corgi here wearing an orange vest so the train can see them. Some very beautiful decorations for also Lunar New Year's times. So this train track runs really far and long, guys, because we're all the way over there and there's still more coffee shops down here. Oh, he likes the pets. He loves the pets. He loves the pets. He loves the pets. Oh yeah, that's good. Good boy. This is absolutely crazy. We're walking on an active working railroad track, and not just that, there's a bunch of coffee shops next to it. So this is the coffee shop railroad track in Hanoi, Vietnam, guys. It's absolutely insane. This is another thing you guys can do in Hanoi. We're checking out the Ho Tai, which means the West Lake, and we're taking a ride around on the scooter, but you guys can walk around, drive around the car. But the circumference is huge. I mean, far, wide, long, because we're driving around and we barely scratched the surface. Look at how big this lake is. There's only one of them, one side. Wow. Wow. This is huge. Wow, look at the West Lake.
Yeah, another side.
It's another side of the West Lake. Wow, this is ginormous. Wow, so this, I thought it was the West Lake itself because it's so big. It's only on one side, so you get nice cityscapes. But this one over here is the West Lake, and it's ginormous. The bodies of water in Hanoi are insane. There's lakes, rivers, canals. Wow, it's nice. The sights and sounds and smells of the Hanoi rush hour traffic. I'll never get used to it. Ooh, this is a really nice piece of architecture. So many large buildings next to the lake. Close quarters doesn't begin to describe how I'm feeling right now. I feel like at any moment my leg could be flipped or something. Riding in hien is not for the faint of heart. That's all I'm gonna say. So during this time before New Year's, around the end of January in Hanoi, you'll see a lot of these cherry blossom trees. A lot of people are selling it everywhere throughout the city, but aren't they beautiful, guys? So you'll know when they're real when like they're not super bloomed, like they're not full of cherry blossoms, because the natural ones take time to grow, and if you pick the right one, they should be fully bloomed by around Lunar New Year's time. So you want to just get them just about right. We're closing in on the West Lake Temple.
Yeah, West Lake Temple.
And before you get there, there's a bunch of restaurants, shops, stalls for food. And this is a very visited spot in Hanoi, the West Lake Temple. This is the entrance. So this is the entrance of the West Lake Temple, a popular destination in Hanoi here. So we're gonna check it out, walk inside, check out the temple and the lake. All right, DVW fam, so one of the top tourist destinations to visit in Hanoi is the West Lake, and there's so many areas to view it from because look how ginormous it is. There's the central lake near the city center, the old quarter that we saw before, the Lake of the Sword, but this lake is the biggest in Hanoi. There's so many crazy bodies of water throughout Vietnam and Hanoi. Rivers, lakes, canals, and this one is truly a wonder. Look at this. It almost looks like an ocean depending on where you're looking. Like if you're looking without the buildings, it's so huge. There's ripples and waves all throughout. And one of the best places to view it is this West Lake Temple, which is a beautiful Vietnamese temple with awesome ancient architecture right on the lake. So here it is, but it is beautiful. All these lanterns lit up right on this lake. The views are breathtaking here. Oh, so this is the Vietnam heritage tree I'm learning here, and this is a ginormous tree. I don't even know where it's growing from. Look at this. So I smell a lot of incense here from the temple. It's a real temple, so I smell the incense, the offerings, and also during the Lunar New Year season, these temples are going to be lit up figuratively and literally with people, decorations, because that is a very important holiday in Vietnam. So yeah, Vietnamese ancient architecture is always crazy to me. It's very sharp looking, like it looks similar to Chinese ancient castles and all that, but I feel like the designs are more sharp and there's more dragons everywhere, like in the design, the architecture. If you guys are into Avatar Last Airbender, it kind of looks like Fire Nation temples. Maybe they got their inspiration from these temples. Whoa. Yeah. So this kind of looks like apricots or tangerines, but it's called a dak tree in Vietnamese, and you're gonna see these all throughout the city during Lunar New Year's because it's tradition to have these trees up. Oh, look at these trees, it's huge. It's lit up at night. Wow. So these aren't souvenir stores next to the temple, they're actually offerings that you could buy. Here. Yeah. Yeah, so these stores are next to the temples and they're like offerings you could buy so you can. Oh. So they sell birds here so that you can like release them as an offering in the temples, and there's a lot of offerings here. If you guys see, things are packaged because if you guys are Buddhists and you guys practice, you buy them and then you bring them to the temple for blessings or for tradition. So there's also fish and turtles here, and you could also buy them to set them into the lake, or you buy some of these marine life and then you put it into the West Lake here for offerings or for good luck, good fortune. So yeah, that's a thing you guys can do. Wow, the skyline is so beautiful from this West Lake. Look at that. Another heritage tree Wow, it is ginormous. Look at that. Look at the branches. Wow. There's some golden oxes here. Wow, so this is another side of the temple of the West Lake here in Hanoi. Yeah, these Vietnamese temples are really distinct with their architecture. Like I said, there's always a lot of dragon accents on the temples. This is the Buddhist flag here. All right, so we're freeing the birds here onto the lake. Let's get a little bit closer. Bye-bye, little bird. Go.
Yeah.
That's something you're supposed to do here in this temple, or a tradition for good luck. But I'm just gonna let this guy go. So this is for good luck here in Vietnam. We got a bird here and we're gonna let it go. Fly away. Go. Woo! Out it goes. Yeah, there's the same one. You see those birds? They're the ones that I let go. Look.
A lot of them.
They're the ones that we let go. There's 3. There's 1, 2, 3. The ones that we let go. Okay, there's one more. Maybe that's a bat. All right. Look at that. They're very happy and grateful to be out of the cage. And hopefully the rest of them are freed as well. But yeah, so if you guys see this video, maybe you guys could come here and free the rest of those birds so they could roam around the lake and enjoy the Hanoi cityscapes. Well, you're gonna be able to see so many different angles of this lake because it's the biggest lake in Hanoi and definitely a must visit when you guys are in Hanoi. I mean, look at these views, guys. You can see the cityscape of Hanoi. All those buildings, you see much more from this angle here. There is some red and blues from the sunset and it's very peaceful and calm here. Absolutely beautiful. So you see those birds, the ones flying around? They're very grateful to be out here and they still haven't left us. They're still around. Look at that. But yeah, this is the West Lake in Hanoi. Super beautiful. Look at the views. You can see all the cityscapes right there. Trees, nature. It's an absolute beauty, Hanoi. Wow, this is an absolutely beautiful area of Hanoi here from the West Lake Temple. Cause you got the temple right out back and you got all these flowers, Lunar New Year's decorations, and this ginormous lake with the cityscape of Hanoi at night. Absolutely stunning. All right, this is views of the West Lake by night, guys. Absolutely stunning. Looks like something out of a movie. Like, we're probably just over there inside the city, and when you're inside you feel so small and it doesn't feel like that's what you're in, but this is what it looks like from the outside. It's crazy. This is Hanoi, Vietnam. It's much bigger than when I was here in 2017. Doing a ride around of the West Lake in Hanoi at night. Looks absolutely stunning. Looks much different at night with all the lights than it did earlier on. This lake is so large that it'll probably take us a couple minutes, even on scooter, to go ride around. And this is the biggest lake in Hanoi. Not to be confused with the Return of the Sword Lake. That one's just a monumental central one, but this is the biggest.
Oh, look at
And it is amazing. Guys, only in Vietnam we see coffee shops that you can mistake with hotels because they're all done up and lit up. So many nice coffee shops, little coffee shops, big coffee shops, all types of coffee shops in Vietnam. I want to say during rush hour, but every time it kind of looks like rush hour. So many cars, so many scooters, so many lights. Sensory overload on a scooter in Hanoi. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys in on a little bit of Vietnamese culture. So what you guys see here is actually a prime nhauing operation restaurant. So nhau in Vietnamese means to like drink and eat at the same time. It's basically Vietnamese culture. Like I haven't seen anything really like it because, you know, I've been to places where it's just bars, you usually drink. Some places where you eat and it's more eating and drinking, more drinking and eating. But nhau is like what you guys see here. So it's a lot of eating and drinking. And this spot is a big nhauing spot, so this is why I'm showing you guys this establishment here. Because and the razor clamps, and of course the beer. So it's nhauing, so we gotta eat and drink with beer. Good morning DVW fam, and good morning Vietnam. So we're currently in Hanoi, Vietnam right now in the old quarter, and what better way to start off the day in Vietnam than with a nice bowl of chicken pho. So that's what we're gonna show you on our first spot here today. It's called Pho Ga Whip, and it looks super poppin'. There's a lot of guests, scooters, tourists, locals alike lining up for a nice hot bowl of pho in the morning or in the afternoon. Pho is generally eaten in the morning or afternoon, so I'm learning most places open up around 6 and close around 12 or 1. So yeah, without further ado, I'm getting hungry. Let us check out Pho Ga Whip for some pho ga. Apparently it's supposed to be some of the best pho gas in Hanoi, so I love pho. Let's do it. Boom. In Vietnam I noticed like whatever establishment it is, the name of the dish, like pho ga, and then someone's name or a number, and they have the address there. And in Vietnam you can always see the cooking process up front. And we're right over here at their second location next door, so let's check it out. Those spots here in Vietnam, you can see the full cooking process out front, and you can see them cutting the chicken here. Got the sisters here. In Vietnam, we refer to them as sisters or aunties. She's a little bit older than me, so I'll call her sister. Wow. So, after you're cutting it up, there's the pot for the noodle. These look like Hanoi style fresh flat noodles here. Wow. So they're always super concentrated on their craft in the front in Vietnam, especially at a very popular establishment. So there's no time for frills. It's all about the food, baby. Because they're turning over customers at a rapid rate. I mean, it's pretty quick. It's not fast food in taste or in creation, but it is pretty much fast food in terms of how quickly you guys, you know, grab your food here. So customers come in, eat a few bowls and leave. I noticed it's pretty efficient in Vietnam. In a nutshell, it's just pretty efficient in Vietnam. These restaurants or just food in Vietnam is just very efficient.
Cái này là sể này. Của Giang này. Trộn rồi điều chỉnh đi em. Làm ba trộn nữa đi. Đây là ăn thêm.
It's a lot of meat. The pot with the noodles, and that one's the one with the soup. One of the most important. All the pieces of chicken here. Huge pieces of breast, wing, thigh. This is the meat station. Usually they work pretty efficiently in stations, so it looks like the meat station. She's in charge of the noodle station, as you guys can see, draining and straining the noodles. And then Auntie back there is in charge of the soup. You guys can see she's throwing the soup all into the bowls. So pretty much 3 stations: meats, noodles, and soup. And at the very end, they garnish all the bowls perfectly. So yeah, let's try out our bowl of chicken pho here at Pho Ga Whip. Alright, so here are our bowls. I got the special dried bowl. Looks like there's some peanuts, garlic, shallots, a bunch of chicken. I got the extra chicken. So this bowl should generally have some sauce. in the bottom. It's like a dried pho noodle, and there's soup on the side. This one is the đặc biệt, the special
Wing.
regular bowls with wings. Oh, look at that. Wow. So these are Hanoi style noodles, a lot of meat.
The wings.
Wings. A lot of wings. Okay. Alright, I got my bowl here, the dried chicken pho. Oh, I got an abundance of chicken. I got extra chicken. Look at all this. So I see, yeah, extra meat. So if you guys can see, ooh, look at this. The chicken, the pho has an extra sauce at the bottom. It's like a dark sauce. Let's I'll taste it and tell you guys what kind of sauce it is. But sounds like a chicken noodle pho salad here. Here's abundance of chicken, shallots, peanuts, a whole bunch of stuff. This is a pretty hefty bowl, guys. Probably one of the biggest pho bowls I've seen in Vietnam. This one is almost like a pho salad because it is a dry noodles and it has like a dressing on it. It looks like some type of soy. Let's just, you know, try it out. But look how much chicken we got in here. I got extra chicken. Let's just try it out. Ooh, that sauce is so good. It's like a wet hủ tiếu noodle. It's like a Swedish soy. I'm very glad I got it in this style. So not all Pho Gap places have it like this, but because this is Hanoi style northern noodle, pho noodles, it's like a flat, fresh noodle, so it's not like the chewy, dense southern style noodles. So it picks up a lot of the sauces, as you guys can see. The noodles actually takes on the color of the sauces, almost becomes brown because pho noodle is usually white. And also, if you want, you can put some of the soup, you could drink it separately, like so. Ooh. Or you can throw it on for some extra lubrication to these noodles. But I got these special all chicken and I got extra chicken. It's called the phở lúng, đuôi and cánh. Lung. It's chicken breast, wing and thigh. So there's so much chicken love in this dish. So it's all free-range chicken. And the thing about Vietnamese chicken pho is that they put all parts of the chicken in there. Tendon, skin, as you guys can see. Wing, thigh, dark meat, white meat. I got all types of meat, but yeah, I really like the breast. All the proteins in there, all the meat. And you get to like the wing. It's a little bit more fatty, some fatty pieces. And then you get to the thigh. That's my favorite part. That one's a mix in between. Nice, some skin, some fattiness, some tenderness, and some protein as well. This is a really good dish here. And probably one of the biggest pho dishes I've had in Vietnam. And then all the garnishes, aromatics, and then the chicken is definitely the star here. You can see her cutting it in the back. She put an abundance of chicken in all the dishes, but I got extra, and it's like a lot of chicken. The whole chicken is so good here because it's very odorless. Like, you don't get a lot of that chicken meaty smell or odor from it. Just tastes very fresh, organic, and yeah, it goes very well with this dish. When you're near during the end of the day, it came kind of late because it's our fault. So the soup gets more condensed with all the flavor, all the meat, bone, and broth. So naturally it becomes more salty, but hey, I'm not complaining. It's pretty good. A lot of chicken broth flavor in there. It's like a Vietnamese chicken noodle soup. And we got lime and chili to, you know, flavor the bowl how we want it. But honestly, I think it's perfect with this without the soup. This is far one of the best dishes I've had in Hanoi so far. And they're actually on the Michelin Guide. They have an award up front. They're on the Michelin Guide. I don't know if they have a star or anything like that, but there's a little tire Michelin guy up there. So definitely one of the most popular stops in Hanoi, Vietnam, and I can see why. So this place is packed to the brim. Salud. So also when I near the end of my bowl, I like to pour the soup over here. Lubricate up the noodles and make it a little bit soupy, more wet, like a wet noodle. So my Vietnam tour guide here said that this chicken here especially, and it's extra good, the chicken breast, the wing to the thigh, the chicken here is the star. And I'll say DVW score for this dish, one of the best dishes I've had in Hanoi, especially for the price. I mean, all the price here are pretty good, but I give it a solid 9.5 out of 10 DVW score. It was fire. DVW score for the price. Everything was 100K Vietnamese dong for my bowl, which is basically the price of 2 bowls because I have a heavy appetite. And I got like a bunch of chicken, but even then it's like $4 our whole meal, 2 bowls, a regular bowl. The other one was like 50K, so that's like $6 for 2 bowls. So yeah, that's the value of food in Vietnam in 2025. So hey, I gotta give it like another 0.1 score for that. So 9.6 out of 10. DVW score here. Probably one of the best pho gà dishes I've had in Vietnam so far here at Pho Gà Wit in Hanoi. I swear the same auntie has been going in and out of here like 20 times. This is what I mean, guys. They turn over food to customers at a rapid rate. And the trust factor is crazy here because you basically, after you eat, I kind of experienced this while I was in Spain too. So you eat and you kind of just tell the restaurateurs what you got and then they'll charge you. And we actually had to correct one of the waiters at a spot yesterday because they charged us less. Like they didn't charge us for like 2 beers or something like that. And we're like, hey, you charged us wrong. So the trust factor here in Vietnam is also insane. It's all about trust, guys. You know? This is the first establishment. So they are continuously on the guide. More scenes of the traffic in Hanoi. So another day, another scooter ride through some beautiful sights and scenes of Hanoi. Guys, these spots have been absolutely clutch on our Vietnam trip because you gotta stay hydrated when you're here, and these are like fresh fruit juiceries and smoothie shops, and they usually come at a pretty good price. We're in a touristy area, so there's a little bit of a surge, maybe like 5K or something like that, but you get a fresh smoothie juice in Vietnam for a pretty good price. They're usually like $1 to $2 for each bottle or cup, and they're usually super fresh fruit and veggies here. As you guys can see, the fruit in Vietnam is no joke, so we've been stopping at these spots pretty effortlessly, pretty frequently, because yeah, you can find these in a lot of the corners. If you guys see some fruit out front, just assume you're gonna get some good stuff. Passion fruit, yeah. So I'm getting a mango orange right now. Look, fresh fruit. She's using fresh fruit, and you could customize. I got like less sugar or more milk, less milk, but yeah, the fruit here in Vietnam is amazing at a great price as well. Super convenient, better than Jamba Juice. All right, if you guys are walking around the streets of Vietnam, no need to fear if your phone runs out of battery or something. If you guys have a charger, they'll have random outlets here right outside on these trees. See, like we're just walking around and there's just like an outlet on the tree. Look, phone dies, you're walking around, hey, you never know, just bring your charger and you'll find an outlet in the streets of Hanoi, Vietnam. No lie, guys, these are probably some of my favorite shops and establishments in Vietnam so far, guys. They've been so clutch, helpful. These are the random smoothie corner shop stops all over Vietnam. There's even sugarcane here, so they'll hydrate you, give you your nutrition on your way for more adventures. 2 thumbs up. These are so fire, guys, because you use like a sort of like Vietnamese yogurt or milk in this. It's like a mango orange lassi. I got a mango orange. I've been like experimenting with flavors. I love mangoes, but this mango orange, I got like a mango guava one the other day. It was crazy fire, and also it's like less than $2. Yeah, come on, thank you. Also, and the shop owner here, she was just very helpful and nice. So it's not just about the shops and the offering, it's all about the, you know, the vibes, the connection as well, because there's so many different businesses. But we've been lucky to stumble upon a lot of very friendly restaurateurs, owners, and shopkeepers. This one is called Hoan Kiem Lake here in Hanoi. So this is the chaos of driving around Hanoi. We're nearing the, I would call this like a main sanctuary near the Sword Lake. Driving here is insane. It's not for the faint of heart. I've been riding for about almost 2 weeks, but I feel like at any moment like my leg could be clipped. But knock on wood, it has not yet. I haven't really hit anything yet, but there's such tight, close quarters here in all of Vietnam. Oh, this is the first Mexican food spot I've seen. I'm sure there are rules and laws of the road here but I do not know them. I actually know how to ride a scooter, but I am not confident enough to ride in these streets because there's just some sort of culture of, you know, riding and driving here, how you guys dodge cars and the street lights. There's definitely a system. I just don't know it, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like for example, this guy, like he's going this opposite way and there seems to be more people going opposite ways. But I don't know if that's allowed or not.
Not allowed.
So we're about to cross a famous bridge. It's been built over 100 years old by the French, I believe. It's a French bridge. It's a French bridge here. It's called the Iron Bridge. It's called Đường Dương. Đường Dương. It's the bridge. Wow, look at these views.
Cái này là con sông á. Nè, cái này ở trước là sông mà bây giờ nó nước nó cạn rồi thành ra nó này.
So this is a river, but the tides are Red River.
Yeah.
It's called the Red River, but the tides are low, so you can see some of the greenery. But yeah, we're on the Đường Dương 100-year-old bridge. It's a famous bridge here in Hanoi, but the bridge I wouldn't even say is the main selling point of this. I would say it's the views, because riding through this bridge you see a lot of views of nature, landscapes, and cityscapes. So the one across is the one that's 100-year-old. Mistake, but either way, this is a really cool bridge crossing over Hanoi because we get to see really great views of this river. Look how big it is. It's a giant river. It's called the Red River. It's as big as an ocean. So we're on the highway. We're actually going about 20-30 minutes outside of Hanoi to a famous pottery barn to see a lot of artisanal work. It's apparently one of the top things you guys could do in Hanoi. So it's actually not in Hanoi, but it's a little bit far out from the city center. So we're on the way there right now, so stay tuned. It should be a movie.
Tới nè, bắt đầu vô cái làng nè, rồi Bát Tràng nè.
They're entering Bát Tràng. Here is another popular location to visit when you guys are in Vietnam. Check it out. Alright DVW fam, so we're in a very special part of Vietnam right now, about 20-30 minute drive away from Hanoi. So definitely a thing I recommend you guys do in Vietnam if you guys are in or near Hanoi, which is this village called Bát Tràng, which is a special artisanal ceramics clay art making village here. As you guys can see, we're in the main area. There's a lot of decorations, flags up top, and all around me you'll see dozens if not hundreds of shops that sell ceramic, clay, pottery, and art, houseware, dishes, plates, all types of things. And yeah, so we're gonna explore this village. There's a lot of history, traditions, and things to learn about the artisanal ceramics making process in this village. So yeah, let's explore. So just like similar places in Vietnam, when you get to an area that's known for something, there's dozens if not hundreds of other shops selling the same thing. So this whole area is for pottery, Vietnamese artisanal. Look at this.
Quá là nhiều không? Đèo mấy cái bịch rồi.
Different types of pottery, shapes and sizes. This one looks like they're building it in the shapes of animals, dogs. Oh, this temple is made from the pottery ceramics material that they made from all the other pottery in this village as well. Wow, so throughout this village you guys are going to see some, you know, random art on the ground, and you can assume that's made from the earth on this village and by this pottery village. So I'm learning in the north there's a lot of Buddhists. These are the Buddhist flags, and this is the architecture. And you can also assume that these works are also from the pottery village as well. So if you guys see cool art around this village, you guys can assume that it's from the materials made from this earth and river right behind me and by this pottery village near Hanoi, Vietnam. Oh, and look, you can see all of the, wow, you can see a lot of the pottery that didn't make the cut and defective stuff, and they kind of, it's basically the pottery that didn't make the cut, and it looks like they're thrown out right over here. So if you guys can see, they're still in certain forms of vases and pots. This is the main red river that they get the earth and natural minerals and resources from to create all these ceramics and arts. It's the goddess temple, Batrang Mother, and these temples are also made by the earth of this river and the ceramics as well. So look, and it is an operating temple. It's not just for show. Like, wow. Hello! Hello, puppy! You like me? Oh, you're giving me a hug!
Còn lắm.
So this looks like the center area, a market, and they do sell a lot of things.
Clay á,
Yeah,
raw material á.
raw materials. So this is a central market. Whenever there's a center market where there's a lot of tourists, there's also going to be a lot of food. You guys can see food and drinks. That's the thing I love about Vietnam. You're not going to run out of food and drinks if you guys are going to like sightseeing, a landscape, tourist area. They usually almost will be food set up for you guys to enjoy. So we're entering another cool area of this Bac Trang ceramics village here. So here they also have some pottery classes as well. Oh my gosh, I just saw that dog over there. He's back. That dog was all the way over to the river and he's back here. Maybe he's like the clay pot security dog. But yeah, they offer clay pot making classes. You guys see these kids making it here, so cute. And some of them look more professional than others. Wow. Guess this is the process of making some of these Vietnamese ceramics.
Ê, nhưng mà
She's making it into a shape of a heart.
yes, I make the heart.
In the heart?
Yes.
Nice. Very nice. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Are you an expert?
No.
Or are you just tourist? Oh.
Yeah. I just started like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. So, they do offer
But this
classes
is not
for
what
tourists.
to do. Like
No.
wait to do this one.
Oh, no?
I'm almost finished.
So they do have classes for tourists, and yeah, so I guess this is like a clay pot making class here. Cool thing we discovered is a 400-year-old well here they used to get water from, and now you could throw coins down here for good fortune, good luck, and more ceramics in different forms. Clay pots, ceramics, and look at all these guys. Whoever made these must be very talented. So many details. They look like anime figurines.
Nó chưa có nướng lên.
Oh.
Ồ.
Oh.
Cái này nó nướng rồi, bây giờ nó sẽ sơn lên. Nó chưa làm. Để nó sơn ra thành mấy con này.
Yeah. So this is how they look like before painting on them. And then this is after, when they're all completed. These look like contemporary art pieces. Wow. Look at this huge pot. Wow.
Ở đây là cái lò hồi xưa nó nướng nè. Nó bỏ củi vô đốt.
Ooh. So my guide here is saying that this is a very old furnace, wood furnace. They had different technology back then. And this is wood that they used to burn to feed the furnace. Whoa, this is huge. This is one furnace?
Yeah.
Wow. So we're on the back of the furnace. There's signs here as well. Whoa. Look at all these. This wood. That's what it's called? Low bao?
Yeah, lò bầu.
Low bao. Low bao.
Lò bầu là cái này nè.
Which is a furnace.
Yeah.
So this is the proof and the signs that this village is over 1,000 years old and is passed down through 23 families and generations, the art form. Yeah. So they're still churning out and creating so much arts and ceramics,
Yeah.
and they export it all throughout the world.
Go inside.
So you could go through this furnace.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Đây vô đây.
Oh, we're in the furnace.
Yeah. Cái ta bỏ.
I can't fit.
Ta bỏ mấy
Okay.
cái pot này nè. Ta bỏ vậy nè.
Uh-huh.
Cái ta đốt lửa lên nó nóng trong này cái nó này nó chín.
So the process is they put the raw pots in here, the clay, in the forms that you want to make it in, and then they turn on the furnace. Hopefully it's not working right now because we're inside. Because we probably get burned too, but hopefully it's off. And then it will harden up these clay pots, and this is part of the process, and there's more
Cái
to
này
it.
lâu năm cái này nó chín luôn, nó láng luôn rồi thấy không? Không phải cái nào nó cũng ấy, khi mà nóng rồi nọ, có nhiều cái nó defective á, nó nổ bùm ra thì nó văng cái mấy cái debris nó hit cái này nè, nó dính rồi thấy không? Rồi nó chín lên luôn.
These are just for display, but this is how they used to make the ceramics, the process. They would put the raw clay here, and then the furnace will turn on and harden it. But then some of these aren't perfected. Some of them will be defective and blow up. And then the debris will touch this wall here, and when something's so hot, it could turn into like a glass-like consistency. So that's why it's very smooth. It almost feels fake, but this is a real 1,000-year-old furnace here in Bac Trang. So this is a huge 1,000-year-old furnace, and you can see some of the wood here all over the clay pots before they burn it up and finalize the art making process. And we just went in there. Wow. Ooh, so many different shapes and sizes to these pots and art. I thought this was like a canvas painting or something, but it's a painting made from clay. So you, like, it pops out of the canvas. Wow, that is super cool. So this is like one of the production factories. He's actually making real pieces to sell. Yeah, so this is a production factory in the ceramics village. So these are actually like training classes, or I guess like the college of ceramics making, and there's a lot of like spinning involved. So yeah, this is really cool. This you can see a little factory here in the Bac Trang village, and this is where they sit down and kind of churn and create the clay art into whatever shape they want to make it into. Oh, they're moving. No mail. So these like little pets, looks like dogs, cats. And this is another part of the process where looks like they're finalizing or painting the clay pots. They have some like beer jugs, all kinds of shapes and sizes, ceramic pieces and art. It looks like she's adding the final details. Whoa! Wow, this one looks absolutely insane. I don't even know how he made that. It looks like a huge cobra snake. Ceramic art pieces are made by hand. How they were made thousands of years ago. There's a dog in there that's stuck in there. Cat. So I'm assuming this product is very sturdy, because you could use them as everyday household items. And very hard and sturdy clay here. That's why this village is famous for producing all of these clay art pieces. Here it looks like he's forming the clay and making them into very detailed art. Look at that. Look at the scales on that snake. So this is a modern current furnace. So it's electronically powered, and there's a fire in there, and then they put the raw clay molded into here, and then I guess that's the final process. So, and this is a little illustration painting on how it used to look back in the day. These guys throwing in the wood into the furnace, letting it burn. Look at that. The art is insane here, and I've seen a lot of this dog right here. The details to these art pieces are crazy. Here, as you guys can see, there are some tourists like ourselves in these classes creating their own pieces of art. This is really cool. So it looks like the starting process here. Raw mud and art. I see. This looks like the mud, the clay from the earth here. It looks a little wet and muddy. Apparently, like the ceramic arts Gucci store or luxury store. So you got to take your shoes off before going inside. So there's dozens of ceramic shops, but the ones in here look absolutely insane. I'm sure the prices are a lot higher, more gilded, and they just look more luxurious. Beautiful details, more detailed. Yeah, way more details to these guys. Absolutely beautiful and insane. There's everything from pots to vases, gold oxes. These are my favorite here. Look, they're like blue and gilded in gold. Wow, these are awesome. The huge museum there, and right across is this awesome garden, which is the river, the Red River, in which a lot of the earth and clay is mined from. So, wow. Look at this. The landscapes in Vietnam are insane. This is a beautiful garden here. And wow, look at this giant grapefruit here. Look at all these grapefruits. So we're gonna get a closer look. And look at the shape of that. A lot of things here were made by clay, and I'm willing to bet the exterior of this museum is also made from the clay mine from that Red River as well. This is the entrance fee of the museum, 60,000 per ticket. Wow, this is the inside of the museum. Look at the ridges on this piece of architecture here. Wow, it's like a little waterfall wall when you enter. There's real koi fish in here. No, it has a beard. There's real koi fish in this pond right when you enter. Pottery making room in the museum. The raw materials. Very soft. Ooh, wow. It's soft like Play-Doh. Like putty. Your very own ceramic work here from clay. So, a lot of families, couples here making their own clay pots. Right over here, you'll see the inside of a factory and boxes, because they do export these products all over the world. It's a hot commodity. A lot of people, want these pieces of art in their house, businesses, or anywhere else in the world. So they're not just only selling these art in this village for us tourists and locals. They export them everywhere throughout the world. Clay shape, you can paint on them. The painting station. These look like some of the ones that tourists made. So my dad was saying that some of these are really ugly looking. I actually don't think they're bad, but they're definitely not on the same level as all the professional ones. Versus like this guy's like a super master expert or something. I can see why, because his looks super detailed. His looks really nice. But here we're actually in a room in this museum where it is the ancient artisanal works, because this village is over 1,000 years old and this art form is over 1,000 years old. And here you can see some of the works that were either hundreds, decades, thousands year old, and there's a history to them, a story to each of them. And as you guys can see, they look old and dated, but the art is just as similar to the ones that we've seen here. The process, if not better, they look more antique, ancient. Honestly, I think they look a little bit more pristine. Maybe things age over time like wine. Some of these pieces look really awesome. Dong here. All right, so you know how I told you that they mine the earth and clay from the Red River? So they still do that, but this was an ancient boat. It's a real boat that they used to use on this Red River to mine the raw minerals and products to make all this ceramic arts. Oh, the village looked back in the day. Ooh, some more earthware. It's a scene of some trading of some of these artisanal works. So these were still a hot commodity back then. Looks like the old wood that they used to use for the furnace.
Đây là one of the furnace.
different models of the furnaces that they used to have, because this village was large, so it wasn't just one furnace they used in the village. There's multiple furnaces, caricatures, and it's basically showing the start to finish process of them making it. So he's mining the clay, they mold the clay, wedging it, shaping it some more, and then adding details, extra additions, drawing on it, and then finishing up the process. There are all the types of earth, so it's not one type. These all come from the Red River though. This looks like a mean looking dog. Like these ones, look how much detail is in every one of these pieces.
Wow.
Wow, so there's some big sandals here for us.
Look like some big shoes to fill.
I wonder what size feet these are. You know what they say about big sandals? Big feet. So even the floor is made from the clay from the earth. That is crazy. Alright, so this is the main area of the village, the market where there's a lot of food.
Bắp được không?
Yeah, a lot of street food.
Dừa, wow, bắp với dừa, nước mía.
Coconuts.
Đi vô market.
And then, yeah, this is the market.
Ở kia lộn.
Coconuts. Food everywhere, so there is street food, corn skewers, sugarcane juice. Everywhere whenever there's a central tourist area, so that's why I love Vietnam, because you'll never go hungry here, especially with the value of the food. It's great street food for reasonable prices. Most things are under $1 when they're on the street, but yeah. So we reached the central market here where you could find a lot of trinkets, souvenirs. Oh, so this is China. So this is all made from the clay, from the earth.
So beautiful.
So beautiful. There are so many things to see here. Art. Yes, this is the Bac Tran Central Market. There's so many shapes, sizes. This looks like a little piggy bank, and these look like little teacups. Maybe you can even use them as shot cups. So many pieces of art here. Kitchenware, glassware, dishware. Trying hard not to bump into any of these because they all look very fragile and delicate. Oh, this is cute here. Bunch of old couples. What's up, guys? Chopsticks. And you can assume that the items here are all made from the clay ceramics that this village, Bac Tran, is famous for. But yeah. Sensory overload. There's so many items to see and potentially buy. Cool looking sculptures here. Roosters, animals. And yeah, they're supposed to be pretty sturdy as well. But they're supposed to be pretty sturdy because they're made from the clay from the earth. Oh, she's gonna show. Oh, she's showing us that it doesn't break. It is great quality. So they do have to prove it to you that it's made from the real clay. So if you guys need proof, they're made from the clay from that river. So we bought some kitchenware, dishware. We bought some cups that doubles as Vietnamese souvenirs. So we had one that said Vietnam on them. It's this one over here, but we wrapped it up already. Wind pipes. Some wind pipes here. What's going on here? Looks like some farm animals. This one looks like the most densely populated shells. That's
Để trong cái hồ cá.
oh, these are to put in your ponds at back home. These look like the most densely populated shelves I've seen in this market. You see monkey do. See no evil, hear no evil. Hello kitty.
Đã thoải mái em à?
Yeah, see, so it works. This is what they do to show you guys that is the true ceramics of this village. It doesn't break, so that's why they make into glass kitchenware, because they're very sturdy. 100k kitty. That's one for 100k. Yeah, come on. Come on. Alright, success. We got our goodies. We got a few cups and some spoons. Yeah, came home with some souvenirs. So on to our next spot in Hanoi, Vietnam. Let's go. Alright, so we're off to more adventures. So let's leave the Bac Trang village and go back to Hanoi. Let's go. This is the temple here that was built since 1720. So it's more proof that this village and the ceramic process has been active for over 1,000 years, because a lot of the artifacts and architecture in this whole village is pretty ancient. Alright, a little history about this Bac Trang artisanal ceramics making village. So it's right across from this big river right here, which is called the Red River, or Sam Hom in Vietnamese, which still to this day they mine fresh natural resources and ingredients from the bottom of that river, where they use and they bring over to this village here, which is right across from it. They're right next to each other, so they could use the raw natural ingredients to make all the beautiful art that you guys have been seeing in this video. So they've been doing this for thousands of years, and this river here is what is responsible for, you know, the prosperous businesses of ceramics in this village right here. It's not anywhere in this river, because this river is long, wide, and huge. It stretches from really far. It's just an area in this river that's really good for the land and the earth, where they mine and bring the resources all the way to this village right here. So yeah, basically this river has been feeding this village for hundreds of years. And yeah, it's crazy that this natural resource here, the river, and this village has been intertwined for the past 1,000 years, and it's still going, because to continue to make ceramics that they export all around the world in this village of Bac Trang. So yeah. Alright, so we're gonna take you guys on a nighttime ride through Hanoi on a Saturday night. Hả?
Mỗi đít hả?
So we're entering a more central part of the city. One of my favorite parts of the drive. We're gonna get to see a lot of tall, large buildings with a bunch of lights. So stay tuned. So to the right and left of us, you guys can see the West Lake, which is the biggest lake in Hanoi. It's absolutely beautiful at night, because lined along the lakes are a bunch of restaurants, hotels, coffee shops. Yeah, we're about to head to one of them to get a nice view of a Lunar New Year's drone show. Yeah, like some of these, like I look over from afar and I think it's a hotel, but when I get closer, it's like a coffee shop. Hanoi is absolutely lit up at night. So many lights. You don't even need the lights on your scooter to make way. Oh, there's a Korean barbecue here, and it looks like it's 120K for all you could eat. $6. Pretty cheap here in Vietnam though. Guys, there's so many options in Vietnam. There's so many restaurants and coffee shops. So many establishments, and every square footage of real estate in the city is insane. Oh, my glutes are sore from that 40+ minute long drive, but we made it to our spot. All right, DVW fam, we have a treat for you guys. So right across from us, we have a bunch of restaurants and bars, coffee shops lining this whole, I don't even know how many kilometers of land, because we were driving for about 30 minutes surrounding the circumference of this lake, and all along this lake there was a bunch of restaurants and coffee shops, hotels overlooking the West Lake here in Hanoi, the biggest lake in Hanoi. And I felt how big it was by that scooter ride, because it took us a long time. But yeah, we have a treat because it is actually Lunar New Year season, and we're gonna be able to see a crazy firework drone show from the West Lake here. These are digs of this 1977 beer spot. It's called Quán Nhậu, which is like a place where you drink beer and eat, kind of like a little bar, but it's more of like a restaurant than bar, because I mean there's kids here. It's like just along this whole circumference of this lake, which is no joke, it's the biggest lake in Hanoi. There's no shortage of options here in Vietnam, guys, when you want to go out, have a drink. And most of the food here has been pretty good, so yeah. Vietnamese fries are very natural tasting. I feel like there's no preservatives, just like fresh potatoes, fried in oil, and this ketchup chili sauce is fuego. Some grilled squid. Like I said, guys, this is the Nhauing culture in Vietnam. Some tapas, like small dish. Honestly, they're not too small, but dishes and beer. I would say it differentiates from maybe like bar scene in the US or maybe in Europe, is because I feel like it's like a 60-40, like 60 food, 40 drinks. Maybe at like a bar, it's like you order wings and most of it's beer back home in America. If you go to a beer, it's like you're just going there to drink. But here, when you go to like a Nhauing bar, it's more eating than drinking, but there are drinks involved, and usually a Heineken and a beer, so salud. Ball of black with French fries, of course. I love the French fries. I love ball of black, so let's try it out.
Nước tương.
Ball of black translates to shaken beef, so it's a Vietnamese shaken beef. Soft, tender. They said this was like a Fuji beef or something like that. Kind of has like a mushroom type sauce, thick, little glaze, soft and tender. And we got more fries. That's what you guys can expect from a Nhauing bar. Food here is actually pretty gourmet for, you know, drinking food, so yeah. A lot of people right over there waiting for the show to begin, lining the streets. Yeah, we're gonna check out the Lunar New Year's drone show. Wow, all I gotta say was wow, guys. So that was my first drone show ever, and it was here in Hanoi, Vietnam for 2025 Lunar New Year's. I've never ever seen a show like that. The best way I could describe it is like seeing a fireworks show that is constantly moving and dancing. But the craziest thing about that show wasn't just the show in the sky, it's more so the congregation of people here, because look at this. Guys, look at this. This is Hanoi, it's beautiful. The cityscape on this lake. But the main thing is all these scooters and people after that show trying to get back. This is absolute madness. But yeah, on to more Vietnam adventures. Let's go. Traffic here is bumper to bumper, guys. Saturday night in Hanoi. It's like a Mario Party out here in Hanoi. This is how locals shop for their fruit and their meat in this little alley here. We're doing like a drive-through. Let's see, we're making a little fruit deal here.
Yeah.
Oh, they have dragon fruit here. This looks good. We're gonna get a kilo. It's 55,000 per kilo. That's like $2. How do locals do it? We grabbed our fruit cup here, and Vietnamese fruits are fire. I love the fruits that they sell here. As you guys see, you can ride through in your scooter and then check out what you want and then grab it. A lot of meats, veggies, fruits, and you get a kilo of fruits here for about 40K Vietnamese dong. That is like
Chicken egg.
live chicken and eggs, so fresh livestock you guys can get here. Wow.
Wow, man.
Wow, all types of chicken. Wow, a lot of fruits. This is a local street food market in, well, supermarket in Hanoi. So there's meat, a lot of fruits. This space double as a karaoke aisle and then a supermarket by day. Whoa, these are huge fried pork bellies. In the nighttime, it's like a karaoke street where people go out, and in the daytime, it is a local market. We got some tangerines here the other day, some meat, some more meat, looks like some pork legs, looks like some beef, some intestines, some more eggs. Ooh, it looks like some larvae, fish, shellfish, a lot of fruits. Oh, so now they have clothes here. You guys need a fresh fit, more wardrobe action. Where? Oh, so you can see some big fish here. Looks like some pork legs. So this is a pho gas spot here. There's some chicken. A lot of traffic like anywhere in Hanoi. Yeah, which is Vietnamese dessert. It's like Vietnamese pudding. Some more meat. Looks like pork belly. More meat. There's some fish here. Oh, these are like some carp. Magic carp. These are some big fish. Oh wow, she's carrying that fish. Wow, that's a big fish. Oh, so we're gonna see.
You cut?
Oh, she's putting them in.
Oh,
she's getting a bigger one. Wow. Alright, we might cut that part out. There's some more fish. What a fresh market in Vietnam looks like. But I mean, some of you guys watching this might be squeamish. Maybe if you guys are pescatarians, I can understand why. But if you guys eat fish, you guys shouldn't be squeamish because they still do that in the markets. You just don't see it.
No, cá lóc à, có
Some more fish. Small fish. So they sell these fish not to eat. They sell those fishes there so you can release into like a pond, a river. A lot of herbs, aromatics, garlic, shellfish, snails, flowers.
Đó, con nó nhiều quá.
Shrimp. Some more meat. Some quails.
Live.
Some more fresh veggies.
Wow.
Wow, eggs. A lot of different types of eggs. I can't test. The eggs in Vietnam are amazing. Wow, this market doesn't end. Some coconuts.
Keep going this way.
That was a large market, guys. And then that was like a morning market. So usually in the morning they sell the food fresh in the market on the street up until noon, and they put it away, and then in the nighttime it turns to like a karaoke disco aisle. Oh, it looks like some mung bean cakes. Chicken in the coop. Chicken and pork. See a lot of chicken and pork here. Veggies. Dessert shop. Looks like some mung bean cakes. Ooh. So these are offerings. Here, kimchi.
Wow. Okay, bây giờ looking for ra đường.
Here is the Bin Young Street that we were here earlier in the nighttime. So here is the Cheap Eat Street, the Bin Young here in the daytime. As you guys can see, there's still a lot of food operating, but not as much as in the nighttime because I would say more people go out to eat during dinner. But there's still some of the staples out here, like the pho spots, fried chicken spots, baked item spots. But the food might be more fresh and cooked to order in the nighttime. So this is a typical laundromat here. It's easy because you just dropped it off to the laundromat master here. Pay a few bucks and then it's ready in a couple hours. But yeah, this is pretty convenient. In all of Vietnam, they have a bunch of easy to go laundromats. I mean, they have laundromats everywhere in the world, but here it's pretty cheap. You just give it to them, they handle everything, and then they give it back to you in a few hours, and good price. This is where we got the skewers last night, but there's other people operating it now. So the pho shop looks like it's still operational right over there, but less customers. And some of the skewer spots here are gone. So yeah, this is the Cheap Eat food bargain aisle in the daytime. This is the Hanoi factory here, so beer factory. All right, so we're back at the barber shop street. So let's count how many. We see one there. 1, 2,
Available.
3. Is that the one that we got? No.
Oh,
Oh, here's the one that we got right there. He's popular. 5. And it's right across from the Botanical Garden. Hanoi's famous barbershop street. Well, there's actually many more all throughout the streets of Hanoi, but there you have it. The barbershop street of Hanoi next to the Botanical Gardens, and where we got our fresh beard shave. Oh wait, there's more. Alright, so there you have it. That is the Hanoi barbershop street, I like to call it, right across from the Botanical Gardens, where we got our fresh beard shave the other day. So if you guys need a fresh shave cut for a bargain, like $1 to $3, you can head to this street and you get some fresh air while you're getting a nice shave. Alright. Oh, this is a really nice street in Hanoi. It's a really nice scenic drive down Hanoi. Looks like some different type of architecture. I don't know, I want to say French. Oh, this looks like a really big cathedral. It's like a yellow cathedral. There's a Virgin Mary holding Jesus there.
Oh, Citadel.
Citadel.
A long time ago.
This is the ancient Hanoi Citadel here. It's Lunar New Year season, as you guys can see. A lot of people are wearing ao dais. And there's a lot of flowers everywhere. Another Hanoi landmark, the French ancient water pump here. And Old Town again for today for another Hanoi adventure. Stay tuned, we're gonna take you guys on our journey to find more of the best Vietnamese food in Hanoi. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so we're back in the old quarter looking for our breakfast, and we are here at our boom reel spot. So first, before you get to your spot, you gotta park your scooter. You guys are pulling up in one of these bad boys here. And usually there's like a car keeper. Usually there's a car keeper like him. And then after your meal, you usually pay him like 10k Vietnamese dong, which is like a couple cents. Alright, morning DVW fam. So we are starting off our day with some more authentic Vietnamese food. So you guys see there's a lot of hustle and bustle in Hanoi right now. It doesn't get old. We're here at a very popular boom reel spot right in front of us. You know when a spot is popular when they have two locations right next to each other, or it's the same spot but like two branches. So it's one here, one over here. There might even be a third one. So yeah, let us find our seat and give you guys some boom reel on this Vietnamese food tour in Hanoi, Vietnam. Let's go. These are the digs. This is the menu, guys. As you guys can see, the value in Vietnam is insane. It's like 55K for the most expensive bowl. That is everything. That's about $2 and some change. Let's check out what they got going on here. The cooking process, as you guys can see, we got the auntie here cooking up a storm. Ooh. Wow. That looks like a Ho Viet Lom. Oh, they have a whole Ho Viet Lom in there. I didn't know they had that option. So this is the boom reel station. That looks like the pork. Wow. That looks like the shrimp paste. Some garlic. Oh, she's doing this with the quickness. That looks like beef, and then pours on the soup. Cook the beef. So we have Trang here. She is the owner, main lady here. This place is named right after her. So hello, thank you, Trang.
Hello.
Awesome, thank you.
Hello, xin chào các bạn.
Yeah, she's saying hello, DVW fam. You're doing a great job here. Good job. Thank you. Yeah, she's very popular here, and she's very busy, so I don't want to bother her anymore. Yeah.
Em phải bảo chị bán năm 2000.
Yeah.
Cái này.
Since
Giá trị bán
2000.
năm 2000.
This is her. She is Trang. She's Trang, so she's the owner and main lady here. So my suspicions were correct. So main lady owner here, Trang, and she's doing a great job. She's still serving up everyone in this community. And yeah, all right. So stomach's full. We got our first meal of the day. So on to more Hanoi adventures, finding more Vietnamese food and Vietnamese vibes and adventures here in Hanoi. So we were here and look at the streets.
What? During daytime, people come here for.
So this is literally the same street that we're in the nighttime with all the bars, and right now it looks unrecognizable because there's no chairs and tables out, and there's regular businesses. So they're wearing the traditional ao dais. This is like a different type of ao dai for today. Different type of ao dai dresses. Yeah. So during the Lunar New Year's season, a lot of people fill the streets doing different activities. So here in this hien street, a lot of people are here taking photos with their traditional Vietnamese dresses, but these are like a more older traditional kind. So yeah, this is the hien, and we're riding through. Remember we're here at night, guys, and it was super crowded and with all the music, tourists and bars. So you can still see the signs of some of the bars, but some of them are either closed or they double as regular cafes or restaurants.
They have double business
in the daytime.
Daytime they close.
Yeah.
And
nighttime is business. Yeah, so there's a lot of double businesses here in Vietnam. Like in the daytime it'll be one business, and in the daytime it'll be another.
What? Oh,
Museum, huh?
Yeah.
This is an art installation here.
No, art
gallery.
Yeah, gallery.
The art gallery. Like I said, really fun time to be in Hanoi during Lunar New Year's because the streets are lit up with happy faces and a bunch of people taking photos with their Lunar New Year's Vietnamese dresses. So it's Sunday. So a lot of people are just out and about. You guys could walk around the old quarter Hanoi for a couple of days and still discover new things like this. It's crazy because be a small alleyway like this, and I've been to a few of them, and even that small alley might sometimes even have a smaller alley. So the old quarter is super densely populated with a lot of businesses and secret bars. You can even call it like speakeasy restaurants because you'll go down the alley and you'll see like a really populated restaurant. And the surprising thing is when you go down these small alleys, like you think it's just like a hole in the wall or like a small restaurant, but it's actually a restaurant with so many chairs and so many customers eating there. So yeah, that's kind of like a little Hanoi Easter egg for you guys. Just explore the alleyways and find as many restaurants and shops that you can find, because you never know what you can find in these smaller streets, side streets, alleyways. It's crazy here in Hanoi. Most densely populated area for businesses I think I've ever been. Like So many businesses in each little square footage of land. It's fresh sugarcane in Vietnam, so it really hydrates you, and it's really sweet with natural sugar. That's why it's called sugarcane, because it's really sweet. But I'm loving all the fruit shops and sugarcane shops here. It'll keep you hydrated. All right, guys, so we are in the Lunar New Year's decorations market in Hanoi Old Quarter right now. So this is actually a seasonal market. So at different points of the year, they'll have, you know, different setups, markets, and decorations. In the Christmas times, it's lit up for Christmas, but right now it is almost Lunar New Year's in 2025. So these are the digs. This is what it looks like. So let's go around and check it out and get some good fortune, prosperity, and luck, and maybe snag a few souvenirs, buy some decorations. Ooh, I hear some firecrackers over there. So we're making a deal here. So we bought one of these guys for 50K Vietnamese dong. We didn't try to negotiate, we just paid. It was 50K is like $2. Yep, that is a pretty good deal. So we got it right here. Cảm ơn cô. Yes.
Thank you.
Vâng.
Cảm ơn.
Yeah. So we made our deal. Chúc mừng năm mới. Yes. So we also can't forget our manners. You got to wish everyone Happy New Year's, which is Chúc mừng năm mới in Vietnamese. So when you guys are in Vietnam and it's New Year's, you got to say Chúc mừng năm mới. Wow, it's absolutely beautiful. I was here 2 days ago, and just in that span of time, they've added numerous more shops and stalls. But look at this, guys. This is a treat getting to experience Hanoi, Vietnam during the Lunar New Year season. There's reds and yellows all around us. I feel the fortune already. Feel all the luck. Chúc mừng năm mới, guys. Happy Lunar New Year's. And the vibes are immaculate here. So many fans, souvenirs, decorations, and the flow of traffic doesn't stop here. So many people going in and out. This is like a candy shop here. Wow, I've never seen a Vietnamese candy shop. So this is like a Vietnamese street food candy shop. I've never seen these before. So there's actually like mochi and dried fruits here. So it's not just candy, it's like Vietnamese fruits. Dried mangoes. A bunch of fruits. Ooh, I like those hamburgers there. There's some eggs. Let's see. This is a Vietnamese street food candy shop. So I like these burgers here.
One only.
Where's the other burgers? Oh, those ones right there. Those are the burgers I like. And the egg. I like the egg too. Yeah, grab an egg.
One egg.
Ooh, một trứng. Oh yeah, those burgers there.
One burger. Burger here.
Yeah. Those burgers. I love those burgers.
One only.
That's a bun.
Too heavy. Two.
Alright.
Oh, chưa cái này chưa có.
Yeah. And more of the burger.
Burger đó. Đấy hả? Two.
One more. The full burger.
No.
Yeah. Different colors, and they have fruits here, mochi as well. So these are the prices. It is 30K Vietnamese dong for 100 grams. So you fill up this bucket here, and then after you get however many you want, you weigh it, and then they charge you for 100 grams.
You done?
So it's 30K for 100 grams. So let's see how much ours weighs.
Too heavy. 135.000.
So this is 135K for this. And we got to go away with the bucket as well. So that is actually about 120.
Probably $5.
That's like 120 K Vietnamese dong. That's like $5 for this right here. Comment down below if you think it's worth it or not. Alright, so we're strolling along, riding along the side of the west gate. This is a... We are heading into another Highlands coffee. If you guys know anything about Vietnam, you'll know that Highlands coffees are all over Vietnam, as well as various other coffee shops. but we thought to, you know, stop by for some coffee, a midday coffee stop, but with a beautiful view. So we're gonna check out a Highlands on the West Lake, and this is it right here. Looks like we're on a little boat dock overlooking the West Lake. It's kind of rocky here. I think it's actually like a boathouse or something. This is the Highlands Coffee. I'll say one of the most fancy coffee shops in all of Vietnam, and there are so many Highlands coffees. It's basically like the equivalent of Starbucks in the US, but the coffee shops here are more than just coffee shops. Sell a little bit of everything, and it's super huge. I would say it's better than Starbucks, to be honest with you, because their Wi-Fi is on point, and there's most of them on average are bigger than Starbucks back home. Look at this, there's like 2 stories, a balcony. Like, are we in a restaurant or in a coffee shop, guys? And look at the view. So we're gonna find a spot with a nice view overlooking the West Lake here. So let's try some of the candy we got earlier at the market. Let's try a sour gummy worm. Way chewier than a regular sour gummy worm, but not sweet. Oh, try a little egg. I love me a good gummy. The candy here is a lot thicker. Taking a while to chew. Vietnamese people love their Hennessy cognac. There's like these XO gummies right here. It's so funny. Of course my dad got that. For my Hawaiians out there, we actually got some si mui here. Vietnamese is si mui, but you guys call it like li mui gummies. And you guys like put the flavoring all over your handy because it makes it taste like salty, savory, sweet, whatever you guys think it tastes. But we actually have the real fruit here, and when you bite into it, it's super sour. I'm enjoying some gummies with a nice view of the West Lake here for a little pastime for more Hanoi adventures. So we got our drinks here at the Highlands Coffee, the most popular coffee shop in all of Vietnam, to enjoy it with this view of the West Lake. And fun fact, this actually used to be a boat. That's why you guys see some life vests here, and it looks like a boat from the looks of it. It's really cool. It's right on the lake itself. Oh, so there's like sea salt cream. I took a piece. Salty and creamy at the same time. It's kind of confusing. I think you gotta mix it with all this stuff here. It's like a dessert and tea in one. This is probably one of the biggest lakes I've ever been on, if not the biggest. That's in a city. I haven't drank as much coffee as I have on this trip. I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but Vietnamese coffee is built different, and it's integrated in the culture because there's thousands of coffee shops in each major city. Like I said, when you're riding around, you pass a restaurant, a bar, coffee shop, restaurant, bar, coffee shop, restaurant, bar, coffee shop. Like, this goes round and round in circles. There's so many coffee shops, but these are the vibes. So, you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. In Vietnam, drink some Vietnamese coffee. So we're just taking a little break, a little pause in our day to enjoy some Highlands coffee with a view. Also, a little fun fact, the Highlands, during holiday seasons, they decorate their shops really nice. So it's that season, so there are a lot of photo ops at any Highlands, because I've been to a couple of them, and they decorate it very nicely. So I'm sure, like, if you guys come during Christmas or another holiday, maybe American or international New Year's, there'll be nice decorations as well. So we're gonna have a little photo shoot here. Looks like there's a couple lovebirds going out on the dock of this West Lake. So yeah, for a few Vietnamese dong, you could take these little duckies out as well and paddle your way around this lake. Kind of similar to the one in Los Angeles, but this lake is way bigger. But yeah, it's pretty cool and cheaper. Alright, so we're going into another side street alley in Hanoi, Vietnam. These streets are always so surprising because there'll be small streets and there's like full businesses and cafes in here. Like full on restaurants, like dozens of people eating in them. And it's unassuming. That's the word, it's unassuming, because you turn into this corner, you just think it's like an alleyway to go to the next bigger side street. But then you see a bunch of customers, locals eating in here. So it's always a sight to see. Guys, check this out. This looks like something out of Game of Thrones, but it's in Vietnam. So this is a citadel wall, like an ancient citadel wall. And you know what's funny about this in Game of Thrones? Like there's still markets in Game of Thrones and in the ancient times. And this is also a Vietnamese market, right? Inside the citadel walls. So we're right under the big citadel wall.
Flower market.
And we're gonna cross into a New Year's flower market. Here.
Oh,
We're not going in? Alright, I guess we're not going in. We've been doing way too many things on this trip, so we can miss that flower market. But it looks really cool. Gamble, huh?
Oh, play for fun.
So this is kind of like a park in New York when they play chess, but here in Vietnam, these old uncles and grandpas, they play Chinese chess, mahjong. So there's a bunch of older gentlemen congregating there to play some games. Hello, hello, Vietnamese doggy. Oh, he's waving to me. Hello, hi, hello. Oh, oh, hello. I love you. They like. Whoa, look at that mall. It's absolutely large. Driving around Hanoi in the nighttime in this area is absolutely crazy with all these large skyscrapers and buildings. Feels like you're driving in Tron Legacy. It's crazy. Look at all these large buildings lit up, touching the sky. Definitely my favorite part of the drive in Hanoi, getting to these areas where there's a bunch of skyscrapers, businesses, and hotels. All the coffee shops in Vietnam are like super done up. There's more coffee shops here than, I'll say, fast food spots. This is Vietnam, guys. On every street corner you can find tons of street local food. Everywhere you turn, like there's one on that other corner right there too. All right, good afternoon, DVW fam. So another day, another Hanoi Vietnam street food installation on this tour. So bún ca is a very popular dish in Hanoi, popularized in the north. It's basically vermicelli noodles with fish cake sausage. So there's a bunch thrown all throughout the town, but this one was very popular. Every time we passed by, there was always a lot of customers. So let's go inside and check it out.
Chả nè, đây chả nè. Đó là nướng chả nè.
106.4. 106.4.
All right, so we're at our bún cha spot in the old quarter. In Vietnamese, it's called Foco of Hanoi here. So we chose this spot because every time we passed by here, there were so many customers hustling and bustling. The crowds look a little more mild now, but hey, we'll get some peace and quiet while we eat. But let me show you guys the bún cha process. And I love Vietnam because you guys can see all of their cooking and love that they put into all their dishes right out front for your viewing pleasure. So yeah, let's check it out. So we got the main lady in charge here. Usually at one of these spots, there is a cook out front. So when we came, she was cooking these here. So these are the pork sausages and it's charcoal grill. Guys, if there's one thing that I love in Hanoi, it's their charcoal grills. All their skewers and their sausages that they put on the charcoal grill has been amazing. So as you guys can see, charcoal. And there's a fan action here too. We got electronic fan. Some places they were fanning it with like a regular manual fan. As you guys can see, these are grilling nice. Yes. Wow. Oh, hello.
Chào em, hello.
Yes, this spot is very popular. There's a lot of great reviews actually on Google as well. Wow, look at that. That nice Maillard on there. As you guys can see, both of the neck grills are kind of like smashing the pork sausages together. Kind of like a pork hamburger. This is like the Vietnamese smash burgers, guys, but with pork sausage. grounded pork. Look at that. It's the main lady in charge here. Bum cha. So this is the pork sausage before and after, and she's grilling them nice for us because this is gonna be our serving here. So they're fresh to order. That's also another reason why I love Vietnam. Their street food. All the food is here fresh to order, and I would consider a lot of them fast food by nature, like design, not by taste, but just by the strict definition of fast food, because they are really efficient here with the street food. You go in and out, grab your food, they deliver it to you with the quickness, and it's right at your table. Oh, so we got another mister here helping us out. So changing of shift. So as you guys can see, it is hard work here. So there's multiple cooks on shift on duty to make sure that the pork is cooked to perfection. You're not just leaving it on the grill. There is some moving of the coals, flipping of the grill. This is a very interesting contraption here. So it's like 2 flat nets. It almost looks like fly swatters, but they're the grills, and you flatten the pork, grounded pork, like the pork sausage, and then you grill it, flip it on both sides on this charcoal grill. Smells absolutely amazing. So yeah, this is our digs here, and gonna wait for ours to cook, and then we're gonna eat it with our meal. So these are our digs here. So like most Vietnamese cuisine, there's gonna be a lot of greens, bean sprouts, veggies, salad, vermicelli, cold noodles. So this is the bún chả, which bún means vermicelli noodles. The chả is these pork sausages here. So this is a special Hanoi dish. So you got the grilled pork in the fish sauce soup, and we got some extra pork sausage on the side because I like them dried. That's just my. Oh, so they also grilled the grilled pork on these little flat skillets as well. Nets. Ooh. Huh? Yeah. There it is. Oh, wow. All right. So we're learning something new at this spot. So this beer is from Hanoi. This is our first time trying it, but it's a higher quality, high-end, top shelf beer here. It's called Juk Bak Paramount Beer. It looks like Heineken, so let's try it out. So it's our last meal in Hanoi on this trip, so have to make it a good one. Cheers. So our first time trying the Paramount. Ooh, it does taste like a Heineken.
Yeah.
Like a Heineken. So if you guys didn't know about Vietnamese culture, they usually give you a cup with some ice on it, and then you pour your beer onto the ice and cup. So this is a proper way to drink a beer. It might be an excuse to just drink. My dad said that, he said that this meal is generally supposed to be ate with beer.
But we are waiting another dish before.
Oh yeah, this is way better than the Hanoi beer. I think the Hanoi beer was the worst one I've had on this trip because the Hanoi beer was like super light. This one is also on the light side, but it tastes more like a Heineken.
Yeah, this is
like a lager. It's a very refreshing lager Heineken. And it's 5.1%. It doesn't even taste like 5.1. I actually might even like it better than the Heineken because it's less bitter than a Heineken. Oh, so we got our last dish from like another spot. Cái này nhà hàng chung nhau làm cái này hả? Guys, the hospitality here is insane. So this is a dish that's often eaten with this spread. It's like egg rolls. But I think they brought it from somewhere for us so we can enjoy it next door or something like that. The hospitality here is insane.
Ở Hanoi nó gọi là nem rán, ở trong Sài Gòn kêu là chả giò.
Recording giống nhau. Vô chút. Okay.
This bowl of meat bún chả. This is chả and bún. And vegetable, 40,000.
Wow.
Dong.
Everything.
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 So this whole thing, and this is probably 20,000. So the probably whole meal is 100,000, $4.
$4, guys.
For 2 people.
Guys, so this whole meal here is about $4 or less for 2 people, but probably could feed 3 or 4. Look at that. Let us dig in. This is our spread right here, so let us dig in. If you guys didn't know, this is bom cha, a traditional northern style dish that's very popular here in Hanoi. There's dozens, if not hundreds, of these shops in every corner, and a lot of these spots are pretty unoriginal with their names, or it just has a pretty basic name, because a lot of these spots are called bom cha, and then you see it's like a number, someone's name, or name of the district you're in, which is bom cha Foco. So that's why when I asked the owner the name of the spot, she just gave me the address, because a lot of them have pretty similar names and they look pretty similar, so make sure you guys go to the right one. But this one's a really popular place. Every time we cross by the spot, there's a lot of customers. So this is our spread right here. If you guys didn't know what bom cha is, so this is bom vermicelli. It's cut up, cold vermicelli noodles, nice and spongy, thin. And then this is the cha, which is the pork sausage here. And I actually like them dried, so I put them all on the side, and it is soaked in a lot of fish sauce.
Live
here.
fish sauce.
Light fish sauce.
Yeah.
So it's light fish sauce, so it's not too salty. We saved the best for last. I don't know why, because generally people go to Hanoi and eat bom cha first, but hands down, 10 out of 10 meal. Also for being $4, but hands down 10 out of 10 meal, also for being less than $4. For this spot is one of the most popular and one of the most cheapest. I think it's like 40,000 per serving, which is a little under $2. And we saved the best for last, because this is one of our last few meals before we get on our flight. So I don't know why we didn't start with this, but it's all good. We ended with this. So 10 out of 10 here, and I think this is my best meal in Hanoi so far, because of all the grilled meats, nice and filling and refreshing from all the other ingredients and toppings. So salut, gonna finish off the rest of bom cha Hanoi and on to more adventures. To fuel up, let's go. Rarely on this food tour have I been, ordering multiple dishes, because I'll just go on to the next spot, because Vietnam is known for, their specialties. Like if you go to a restaurant, they'll have one specialty, like a pho dish or something. It's not like an all-encompassing restaurant like a Denny's where they have a bunch of different dishes. So this spot was so good, and I love their sausages so much. We got a whole nother plate here. Look at that. We got a whole nother plate here. Yeah, guys, this is easily one of the best places I've eaten in Hanoi, and it's not surprising because bom cha is a Hanoi dish, but there's so many bom cha spots around the town. And when I went to Hanoi the first time, I went to like the 2 most popular bom cha places. One called Bom Cha Chui, which is with like this Chui means to curse you out. It was like a viral place because there's like a lady that's pretty grumpy out front, and then she curses at people when you get there. But actually when I got there, she was actually very sweet and nice. I guess it's just like a tough exterior or something like that. And the other one was Bom Cha Obama, because Obama actually ate there. The Obama place I remember was okay. I mean, bom cha itself as a dish is pretty good, but this is easily the best bom cha place I've had, because the cha, the pork sausage, is amazing, which that's half of the dish's name. And the meat is just really good, and the owner's very friendly, welcoming, and nice. And yeah, so very glad I stumbled upon this place, and I liked it so much that I got a second serving of just the cha, because that's the king, the key. And Hoon here is cooking up fresh for us, so you can rest assured that all your food is fresh to order here in Vietnam. Woo. Thank you. Bye bye. Yes. Yeah. She said, see you next time. So see you guys too. So the damage for this meal, which we are stuffed, 2 beers, $2.40 Vietnamese dong, which is like around $10. That was a major steal because the food here was great. And guys, Vietnam is a cash only society, it feels like. So make sure you guys bring cash everywhere. Unless you guys have like that Vietnamese money transfer app that I've seen a lot of people use. But most likely if you guys are watching this, you might not. So all right, so on to our next spot. Let's go. This is the Japanese bridge here in Hanoi. So I was actually having so much fun in Hanoi, touring Vietnam and eating so much good bún chả Hanoi and Vietnamese food that I forgot to do an outro there. So I am currently at the airport on the way to Hong Kong for some more Danvers World Adventures. So yeah, had a great time in Hanoi. As you guys can see, it's a great city. My first impressions, you know, I haven't been here since 7 years. It has changed rapidly, unrecognizable, like I've been saying throughout the whole video. A lot of great street food, a lot of big buildings, lights, characteristics of a lot of cities in Vietnam. So yeah, had a great time here. So on to more adventures. So I hope you guys like this video. If you guys do, as always, please hit that like button, comment down below if you have any suggestions for us, and subscribe for more Danvers World food and travel videos. See you guys in the next one. Deuces.